yoga.
It just happens. It's someone just wants it to happen and it happens.
You just need yoga.
I should do yoga.
Yeah, Pilates, like to
help
center
with
yourself.
balance.
Yeah. He's
Center
like
your
that doesn't
cheese.
sound right.
I was given a yoga like membership thing and I never used it. I should probably use that.
Do it if it's still
Valid.
yeah.
It's probably not valid. I should, but we'll see.
You can do. You should still do it. It's free on YouTube.
We should do like a yoga
Yeah.
group trip, like all of us.
Retreat.
I don't really
Yoga
have
retreat.
patience for yoga.
Yeah, I have
Like
fun.
that and ballet are just too slow for me. It makes
Ballet
me
is too
antsy.
slow for me. Yeah.
I
Makes
love
me very
ballet, but
antsy.
yoga.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna hit record and then you'll hear the music.
Should we close the door?
I'm gonna leave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Mike's gonna come in here, so
Okay.
yeah, you'll see me sneak out of here.
Cool.
That was really, really, really loud. Check, check. If you're hearing the sound of my voice, that means you're now tuned into chapter 75 of the Introverted Intuition podcast. My name is Jeff, a.k.a. the Petty Podcaster. To my diagonal left, I have Miss Coco.
Hello.
And to my, I guess across from me is Ms. Laney.
Hello, everybody.
And to my right, we have a very special guest, someone I discovered through Instagram's Explore page. One of your photos was just there. I could show you which photo, too, if you're interested in seeing.
I am actually.
And I clicked it, and I don't know, this photo, I feel like it's so simple to most people, but I just really enjoyed looking at it because I kind of built up a whole story in my head. It was this one. I don't know if you're remember taking this
Oh
one.
yeah. I love
Describe
my
it for the
DJ shots.
listeners. Describe it.
It's a DJ looking out into the crowd, adjusting his headphones. I imagine like the bass is about to drop in a song, and the crowd's about to go crazy. That's the whole story I made up in my head.
I like the story behind it too. Good, thanks.
And then I just did a deeper dive on your Instagram, and I was just really impressed with your work. So I definitely wanted to have you come on the show and
I'm touched.
learn your story. Introduce yourself to the people.
I am Cheyenne, aka Shay, aka Shay Mills on IG, and I am a traveling photographer here in New York.
How do you decide which name you go by each day?
So I usually go by Shay,
Got it.
and that's simply because as a kid, the amount of times my name has been butchered is highly aggravating. I've been called Shane, Cheney, Shaniqua. Shaniqua was by a substitute teacher on top of that.
Nothing wrong with Shaniqua, but that's not your name.
Where's the Q? Like, where'd you find the Q?
They added it.
So I tell people Shay and just leave it at that.
Interesting. Okay. Do you have any rituals before you do anything like new or like nerve wracking? Because I was pretty nervous on the way here for some reason. Before every interview, I just be getting really nervous for some reason. So what I do is listen to music, certain songs to bring me out of that mode. So I'm curious.
I wouldn't say like certain music, but like I do distract myself with music, like on the train or something. Or sometimes I actually kind of like riding in silence.
Gotcha.
Even though the train doesn't count as silence, but I don't know. I don't really have one thing that I go to. It just depends on which Shay appears for the day.
Gotcha. What do you guys do? Because you guys are kind of new to doing this, like interviews and stuff. Like, do you guys do anything specific
What do you mean? Like, what do we do?
to like get out of like a nervous or like anxious feeling before an interview or before anything?
I smoke a joint.
Oh, you did that. Yeah, you did that. Yeah. Word.
I'm
I
still
don't
figuring
know.
out what would
Yeah.
work, but I tried some CBD oil, so it's just kicking in, and I think it's working.
That was recommended to me. I might have to try that.
No.
Where are you from specifically?
I am from a little known town called Kissimmee, Florida, aka Disney World, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Born and raised. See, that's why I say it because no one knows where Kissimmee is. But if I
Yeah,
say Disney,
Disney
you're like,
World.
oh, okay.
I've been there. I didn't really like my experience there.
You know, I ran away for a reason. Not like literally. I'm
Oh,
highly
okay.
dramatic. I'm so dramatic. Please don't take me serious.
Oh, you like left at like 13. You just been in New York ever
Oh
since.
yeah, no. Like I've lived around a lot. So in the last 2 years, I was home first before I moved here. But it was because like being home, I just felt trapped and stagnant. And I know people who have worked the same job since like high school have never left said job, and I just can't be around like those types of people. So that's what I mean by like run away.
What was Kissimmee like for you growing up?
It was very strange in a way where it's like, so my mom is Dominican, my dad is black, but my dad's side of the family is basically the one who settled my hometown. Like my
Wow.
great great grandfather was like the only well respected black rancher of his time.
Mm.
So in a lot of ways, I'm borderline like a legacy there, and I still have like a ton of family there, and it was just weird because it's on one side, I'm like proud of the black side of my family, but on like at the same time with the culture back then, like I went to an all black summer camp in the hood. That's where my grandmother lived. And me and my brother were the absolute brightest things in that entire camp. And we got picked on daily for it. Like, I was bullied for it back then. So it was just a weird, like, at one point, I didn't even want to claim that I was black because nobody believed me when I would say it. So it was just a weird place overall.
That's interesting. I feel like growing up in the South is just it's completely different no matter where, like, part of Florida or wherever, like.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like really aggressive at times, really dangerous maybe. In
Being
my perception,
dangerous.
being like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like
It
my
is.
perception of down south, there's like races everywhere on every street corner.
I mean, not everywhere, but there's definitely sundown towns. Jesus Christ.
Gotcha.
Either way, you don't want to be caught there after sundown. Like, there's still areas like that, especially in Florida.
Have you been back anytime maybe recently?
I was just there 2 weeks ago. I was there for like 4 days, just like popped in real quick and left. It's like I always miss home, and then I get home and I spend like 3 hours on the couch. I'm like, why did I leave New York?
Mhm.
Aw, New York is your home now.
Yeah, it kind of is in a lot of ways. New York and Ohio are probably the only other two places that I consider like home.
You went to school there.
Yeah, I went to University of Cincinnati for the fashion design program.
Okay.
What was
And
that like?
They ruined it for me.
Who they?
Just like the university experience in general. So the fashion program was excellent in the way where it's like you got to learn, like they taught me how to draw, they taught me so many things. And then at the same time, like you did one semester learning, the next semester interning. So you graduated with a resume in your field. The issue was they believed everybody's parents had money. So we were spending, I think one of my classmates, she did the math, we were spending an extra almost $3,000 in supplies alone per semester.
Ouch.
That's heavy.
I had one professor, for a homework assignment for my CAD pattern making class. This woman wanted me to do a whole little pattern, cool. She wanted us to print it out on silk scarves. One silk scarf, 12 inches, was $80.
I was gonna say silk is expensive.
That's the setup.
Ask me how much the assignment was worth. 10 points. And that's exactly what I did to her. I said, you can fail me right now because I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
So
Too
just
much.
like that, being like, once I moved off campus, having a struggle between, do I pay rent and groceries or do I do my homework for the week? I'm going to eat. You can fail me.
I need to survive.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to live.
For sure.
So-
I'd like to live, you know.
There's some good food out there. It's definitely worth eating, for sure. And
Yeah,
water,
sure.
of
Yeah.
course.
Well, I mean, can of tuna, some crackers.
Okay.
Those are my like chosen struggle meals. But
Cup of noodles.
I
Yeah.
really don't like those.
High five. I cannot stand
They're
cup
not
of noodles,
healthy.
ramen, nothing
They're
like
definitely
that.
not healthy, but do like a rainy night where you don't feel like going out or ordering anything.
I would
Like,
eat rice and corned beef and applesauce before I eat a cup of noodles.
wait, the applesauce.
Wait, not like
at the end?
not together.
It's on the
right?
same plate.
Ma'am.
Okay.
Everybody has
That's
their thing.
dang-
Everybody has their
Like eggs. I like my eggs and applesauce together. They need to touch. They can touch.
What?
There's something
Nah.
First of all,
about
I don't like eggs.
applesauce.
I hate eggs.
Oh.
I hate eggs. They freak me out.
So what about meals that require eggs? Can you eat the meal?
If it's mixed in, yes.
You're good.
But like, don't like scrambled eggs.
No fried egg.
No fried
soft-boiled
egg.
egg.
No.
Sunny side up.
Nope.
Okay.
You can.
I was reading Michelle Obama's book on the way here. She hates eggs too, actually, because it was
real?
forced upon her, like as a kid.
No, that's it. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it was. My mom used to force feed it to me as a kid. Like,
I totally get it.
sit at the table. You don't leave till you eat your eggs. And if you can ask any one of my friends, I am the most stubborn person you will ever meet. So I was that kid who actually sat there just like this for 3, 4, 5 hours.
I wait you out.
Yeah. And eventually she'd be like, Aisha, go to your room. Go. She's straight off the island. So, like, the more you piss her off, the heavier her accent gets, which is comedy. So it would just, yeah. I was forever
Doesn't
being
end
sent
well.
in my room. Over eggs.
So,
Over eggs.
more eggs for me. Shit, I love eggs. So, okay. So how would you rate your college experience overall? Did you enjoy it for overall?
did.
Did you
I did.
learn like anything about yourself or the world?
I would say I learned a lot about myself, the world. I definitely did learn a lot of things that I still apply today. Like, I did a color theory class, 3D drawing class, or like just drawing class in general all through college. And those are things that I'm using now in photography, like color correcting and color theories, color harmonies, that type of thing. Even just knowing when, like, if you're doing a photo manipulation, if you move something a certain way, understanding like how the shadow has to fall underneath it and stuff like that. Like, it's things that I learned through fashion design that I've actually been able to teach myself photography and graphic design on the side. So I don't regret it per se. I just wish it wasn't $50,000 a year.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the only thing.
Did you pick up photography in college or after?
A little bit of both. I got my first camera back in high school, I want to say my senior year. And I spent the whole year like documenting our little trips and our little outings, just like for personal gain. And then took that camera with me to college and loaned it to one of my classmates, and she broke it. She claimed she didn't break it. She broke it.
That's what we're going with today.
What
Yeah.
happened was, okay.
She was like, oh, it wasn't working when you gave it to me. Like, ma'am, it's been in its case for the last 8 months. You're the only person to use it. So bought a second camera, and what I started doing, because, Florida to Ohio, I actually get to see all 4 seasons. So it was one time where there was this, like, major, like, ice storm that happened. And I remember, like, me and my best friend, he walked around campus with me, and I was just taking pictures of, like, different, like, ice sculptures that happened. But I always kind of hid photography. I never really wanted to profit off of it.
But what did you hate about it?
It's not that I hate about it. It's that it's you have to be open to being critiqued always, or having someone talk about your work always. And if you don't have that skin or that mindset for it,
It's hard, yeah.
it's hard, because I'll cuss you out over my work. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sensitive.
Tell me why you don't like it. Yeah.
Nobody asked you. Go sit in the corner. Like,
I do feel like photographers, in my opinion of them, they see the world, just no pun intended, but through a different lens. They see certain things, like you could see the beauty in this light, right? And I guess I can understand why the frustration would be from criticism, because they don't see it like you
Yeah.
do, right?
it's completely subjective, which makes it hard, because people always want to throw out their opinion, like, oh, this person's trash, this person's trash. No, you might not like it, but look at how many people appreciate their work. So shut up, sit in the corner, keep pushing.
Yeah.
I agree.
It was funny going through your Instagram. It was kind of hard to even tell whose Instagram page it was, because you had so many different people and they're taking photos of them. Like, do you remember the first person you remember like taking a photo with your camera and be like, okay, maybe I could do something special with this?
Like, first person, yes. It's actually my homegirl. I call her Cass, and she hates it. So Cassie. She just texted me is the funniest part. When I moved here, she had already lived here for a year. And I had a coworker convince me, like, oh, let's go take pictures on the Brooklyn Bridge. So I did that, and I got a really cool long exposure shot. So after looking at that, I was like, I feel like I could actually do something with photography. So I kind of kidnapped her. I think at the time she had these, like, hot pink box braids. And we walked around Soho. I didn't know what I wanted. I just knew I'd see it when I see it.
Yeah.
We wandered around for what, like 3 hours that night? She was pissed as hell because we kept trying to get the shot, wasn't working, and then right when we were walking to the car, she lost the car. She'll never admit it.
What do you mean lost the car?
We parked somewhere in Soho, and she forgot where we parked. So the last 40 minutes of our night was spent trying to re-find the car.
That's a scary time. That's happened to me before.
We can laugh about it now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, right.
But I think we were maybe around the corner from the car, and I looked over, and there was this neon light, and I was like, all right, go in that corner. And I just kind of framed it where I'm kind of low angle, and she's leaning up against the glass, but the red light is shining all over her. And it's still to this day one of my favorite pictures I've ever taken. But she was probably the first person I shot with the intent of being a model.
Awesome.
So it's only been a little over, say a year and a half of me actually trying to do photography.
So I guess now you're at the point where you're booking people to shoot. How did you get into that process? I guess first of all, how did you get into the confidence to want to do that? Because I feel with anything we do, there's no linear trajectory, right? There's no guaranteed path to make money, and I feel the ratio between paid shoots and unpaid shoots is it's a bit. I feel unpaid is a little bit more, right? Is that fair to say? I don't know.
Not even a little bit. Unpaid is way more. People don't want to pay for photography. It's such a there's such a like negative connotation when it comes to it. Like you'll tell someone your rate, your personal price, and you get one of two answers. Either, oh, I could do that myself with a phone. All right, keep pushing, get out my face.
That's
or,
what I would say.
oh, I shot with such and such, and they only charge me $100, and look at their work. You're too big for your britches. You can get the fuck out my face with that, because you asked me for my rate. Actually, no. Typically, I ask your budget first. That is your chance to tell me how much you are willing to spend, and I can adjust myself.
Yeah.
If you're gonna ask me my rate, I'm gonna go to the sky with it, my actual rate. So why wouldn't you just tell me your budget the first time? Because then I could be flexible. But now it's become like a petty back and forth because you're thinking that I'm trying to be like cocky with it, and that's not the case at all.
Right.
But why shouldn't you could pay for what you feel you're worth?
Thank you.
We have to
I
explain
had
that to
learn-
people
I had
because
to learn that lesson myself with reading cards and even doing some pictures myself. And my friend was just telling me like, you keep shorthanding yourself, then nobody's gonna pay you what you're worth.
Yep.
So then I had to get into my head like, you know what? I'm sorry, but yeah, this reading's gonna be $35. But then there are still some people like Spirit will just tell me like, just say a donation, or to this day there are people who I do not charge because Spirit wants me just to give the message.
Mhm.
But I definitely agree with what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
charge what you're worth and keep it pushing.
It's you almost feel like you have that inner struggle of like, but I kind of really need the money.
Yeah.
But like that moment of desperation only sets you back further because now that person's like, oh yeah, I could get this bomb person. I'm only paying them $150.
Yep.
This is great because I'm kind of at this point in my life where I'm making merch. I'm like drawing up merch for the podcast, and it's just like the podcast is a free form of entertainment, right? So why who am I to ask you to pay for something merch-wise, right? But I feel like photography is like kind of the same thing. It's like the quality on these phones is just as good as these cameras. So why should I have to pay you, right?
That's
So-
another thing. That's why I hate these new phones. These phones it makes it hard for anybody with the camera.
Oh, this phone right here that I'm actually using for live, the video quality on my phone is better than my actual camera.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
What type of camera do you have?
I have a Canon 60.
Is that a good camera? I'm not
And
sure.
it's not the 5D Mark IV, which is like
That
up
sounds
Top
crazy.
of the top.
yeah, no, that's a ridiculous camera. It's like a $2,500, $3,000 camera if you were to buy a new.
Ouch. I guess you would have to really love it and have a good amount of money in your bank account to get that shit.
I'd probably have a full blown panic attack the day I tried to purchase that thing. Like to swipe my card, like
spend all
I'd have
that
to
on
like
one.
Yeah.
take it, just swipe it, like it.
But aren't there accessories you can add to your camera to make it like that same quality?
So here's the funny part about photography is it's really not your gear. I've seen phenomenal pictures that were shot on iPhone. I've seen shitty videos shot on the 5D Mark IV. It's really about the person and how you finesse it. It's all about, like, if you know how to use a camera and you know the different settings, how they interact and all that, you could finesse any camera as long as you know the limits of that camera and you know how to work around it. But it's never, like, some people get so caught up in having, like, the Sony, I don't even know Sony's I don't even know why I threw that name out there, but, like, they get so focused on having the best of the best of the best. Your work still really isn't that great, friend. You should probably work on that first. Like you're throwing money into your gear when you could just
Work on your technique.
There's a technique to taking photos.
I feel like there's a technique
Definitely.
into everything you do. Anything
I
you
think
do.
so, yeah.
Educate
Anything
me.
that you do.
Like, do I have to like stand a certain way or squat a certain way to get a certain
I would take
angle?
a photo and my whole body would be like on the floor and my foot is this way and my titties hurt, but I gotta go up this way and get the damn picture.
Right.
Like I'm just laying flat on everything. You can't. You know how hard it is to lay flat on your stomach, especially if you have a gut. That shit hurts.
It sounds very hard.
Same.
Do you believe like photographers don't really get the credit they deserve? I feel like sometimes you'll see a photo floating around that someone, say for example you took, and then people just run with it in headlines, and then they get the advertisement off it, but you don't really get the credit. Like,
All the time.
That's a common thing.
All the time.
What can you do about that? Can you like sue?
Yeah, you can for copyright infringement, but do you have the money to afford a lawyer?
Right. And I guess how can you really prove it too, right?
No, you can.
prove it.
You can.
How?
If I have the raw files on my computer and you don't, that's my photo. Just like I actually had this issue. Probably shouldn't tell this story. I had this issue with an event that I was working here in Harlem, actually, where It was basically like an artist showcase, and it was like amazing. I love being in a room filled with Black creatives and like talented ass Black creatives. So there was like piano, violin, singers, rappers, spoken word. Like everybody was just super talented. So I was shooting it as if it was a concert. So the photos came out like you would have thought it was a big stage that they were standing on. When I work events, what I try and do is like if I think a photo is bomb, I want to show you. So like I'll stop whatever you're doing and be like, look, I got this of you. So there was this guy where he was like, oh, I need this, and every picture I took of him was fire. So he then, for the next like 2 or 3 days, every day either message me or DM me, yo, are you done with the pictures? You done with the pictures? You done with the pictures?
That's the worst.
So I send him off. I'm casually scrolling through my feed. I see my picture float past.
How did that happen?
My picture got like 500 likes. So I'm like, wait a minute. I could be using this. No tag. So I'm like, okay. So just like in a kiki la la type way, I comment, hey, can you tag me on my picture? No response. Another 2 days pass. Scrolling again. Another one of my pictures scrolls past. So I'm like, all right. This time I'm like, now, like, I wanted to go super petty, but I was like, you know what? Let me relax. Let me reach out one more time. So this time I messaged him, hey, do you mind tagging me on my photos? About a day later, he finally responds like, yeah, I got you. Nothing happens. 2 more days pass. A third one of my photos goes past. I'm like, okay, see, now you tried it. It's one of my worst qualities. 2 things you can't do. You can't out petty me and you can't out bitch me. You can't. You cannot. It's terrible, but I'm okay with that. I accept me for who I am. So I spent the next hour of my life filling out a copyright infringement form. Had to collect all the links, show the proof that it came off my website. Took about an hour to put together because they wanted like so many steps. I got the photos removed from his page. He blocked me in return. Do I care? No. When I saw him at the next event, I smiled at him and he walked right past, mad as hell. Not my problem. Guess who got no photos that event though? You can't out petty me.
How hard is it to fucking tag someone though? Like literally it takes like
Not
2
hard at all.
seconds.
2 seconds.
And to prove a point, before I even took it that far, I scrolled through his whole feed and looked at every like model-esque picture he ever took. He never tagged a single one of his photographers. I'm not the one.
He's used to doing that.
Mhm.
He's in practice. of
Yeah,
doing
no,
that.
you found the right wrong one.
I respect it.
You found the right.
I
wrong
respect
one.
it. Damn.
Gotta
That's
give credit to where credit's due.
Like it's not that hard. Like why not uplift the other people around you? Like it takes 2 seconds. It's not like you didn't know my @name because at that point you had my number, my email, my website, and my
Everything,
IG.
Yeah.
Because I gave you my digital business card. So you had everything. You even messaged me previously before even receiving the pictures. You did message me on IG. So you knew what my @name was. So I don't want to hear it.
have
For
any
3 days.
have any publications done that to you as well? Like have any of your photos like gone and reached to like a certain publication?
Not to my knowledge yet.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised, but not that I've seen so far. I'm not quite there yet. I'm still a very tiny, tiny fish.
What type of events do you like to shoot? Like concerts, parties, like or just out on the street?
Well, for right now, I do a lot of work with the Fahrenheit crew. They do Rum Punch Brunch here in the city.
I heard
So a
of it,
lot
yeah.
of those are my favorites.
I've never been to one.
Sir, the next one is in April.
Can I buy a ticket now? I'm ready. Like I want to go.
They actually did drop the tickets. I'm
Oh
pretty
shit!
good. Yeah,
I've always seen people like that get the photos from the events. And it looks fun.
yeah. No, it's wild every single time.
Dope.
Every
Everything,
single time.
is the drinks unlimited?
I mean, I wouldn't know. Again, I'm not
Oh,
really
you're
the
working.
drinker. Yeah. I mean,
Oh, you don't drink, that's right.
like I socially drink occasionally. I might have like 1 or 2, but like it's not my focus. I'm usually in the crowd with my camera dancing with people, so
Camera in the air, just taking photos, seeing what you
they
get.
have videos of me doing that. Yes.
You probably get some fire photos though.
wild
like-
So yeah, no, I'll stand in the middle and like because I have the speed light on top, it shoots a beam. So instead of having to like look through my lens to see what I'm looking at, I can kind of like see where the laser hits.
Okay.
And that's how I know it's focused. So I've done this around the party before and gotten some crazy shots of just like people like mid throwing it back, guys like mid spitting game. Like,
Yeah.
It's always hilarious. Like
Yeah,
I
to look
love
back.
my candid photos from events,
That's
especially Rum
awesome.
Punch Brunch.
So I guess the party scene is kind of your forte. I guess. Would you say is that?
Yeah, I've kind of fell into it accidentally, but like I don't mind. Like I really enjoy it. I do want to do more like artist focused work or like concerts and music and that kind of thing. But there's really no specific lane in photography that I like absolutely hate or I like refuse to do. There's just things that I haven't done yet, so I can't really say if I like it or not.
Right.
Like I've never done, I think I've done one engagement shoot my entire life, and it was before I even was like a photographer. I've never done maternity, just a bunch of things I've never done, but I'd be open to doing once or twice before I make like a final verdict.
Can you recall the first shoot that you actually got paid for?
Like shoot, like model shoot. Or
Is
like
there,
events.
I don't know the difference. I was
Events.
like,
Events.
I guess the first time you got paid for your photos in general.
Events.
Yeah.
Rum
events,
Punch
yeah.
Punch.
And how did that feel?
It was pretty dope. It's kind of funny how that came about because I'm actually friends with one of the creators.
Mhm.
So I had noticed that he didn't have any type of like recap photos. So I just kind of like texted him and I bullied my way into it. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to be your photographer now. He's like, all right, show up at this time. And he literally just let me take over the entire thing. Like we never really sat down and discussed like it in a formal way. It was just kind of like, I'm the captain now. I run this shit.
Literally, okay.
You brought it to him. You might as well be.
Right.
Yeah.
You let him know. So
So we've just been, I think, actually this last one was my first full year. Because I started last January with them and I did all of the brunches. And then they just celebrated the 3-year anniversary like maybe 3 weeks ago.
cool.
And I guess the ratio for unpaid shoots is way more than the paid, like you mentioned earlier.
Oh my God, it's disgusting.
How did the people approach you? Did it's like, I'm not paying for this. Can you still take my photos? Like, how does that work? Like,
It's usually, there's trigger words. So like if I hear the words wave, it makes my soul itch. Like, oh, you know, I want you to fuck with the wave. I like your vision. No, absolutely not. But it's usually framed in the sense of, oh, it'll be good exposure. You'll be able to meet a lot of people. Or like, it's always,
yeah.
they think by having you like in the room, you're going to meet your like $1 million client and you're set for life when no, that's not how it works at all because last I checked, Con Ed doesn't take clout as payment. Because if that was the case, I'd be good.
It's funny. Like, I've gotten comfortable with the idea of not getting paid for doing this podcast yet. But once I start getting paid, I'm going to want that to happen consistently.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like hard to go backwards once you're like, I see my worth in this. So to then try and accept like unpaid work after that is like, it just doesn't sit well.
and you love it too. So it's not
Yeah.
like it's hard to.
I absolutely love it. Like I never in my life did I think this would be like the path I wanted to go down. I could have sworn as a kid I wanted to be a forensic scientist. Then
Why?
I watch a lot of like crime shows and like House and
They're addictive.
like medical shows.
I have a theory about
could've been
people
a
who watch
doctor.
those.
Where they
What's the
secretly just
theory?
want to kill people. They
Yeah.
just try not to go to jail.
Yeah.
That's why I watch Snapped.
Could be.
Wait, you too? You were into that?
No, okay. I watch Snapped so that it's a reminder. It's like, because I know sometimes, you know how sometimes you could just have a fit or a bout of just anger, and then in that moment when you're just that pissed off, you can just like do something that you can regret. So when you watch shows like Snapped, it's just always like a reminder that no matter what you do and how many ways you think you can get away with it, bitch, you're going to jail.
But those shows are literally educating people to teach them ways to possibly not get away
No.
with it.
Maybe.
It's jail.
That's scary.
Because you know, it's the
Could be.
jury. And this is why I can't be a juror, because it was one case I was watching. I was just like, how y'all let this woman go to jail? Like, we don't know if she killed this man. Like, and even if she did kill him, because her story was somebody, like, kicked in the door, waving the 4-4, and walked out. And I was just like, well, that could have happened in Texas. Somebody could have literally kicked in his door, shot him on the couch,
Right.
and walked back out the door. Why did she have to be the one to shot him?
Mm-hmm. I mean, do you think she did it though?
I mean, I don't. That was the one case I was really gonna say. Like, I really do not know. It really could have went either way. I was like, the guy really could have came in the door because he was cheating on her,
Mm.
and then he was cheating on her. The woman had a husband, so I'm like, the husband could have came in. You know,
Could have gone many different
it
ways.
could have went many different ways, and I feel like that's like, I can't be a journalist. I'd be like,
I low key fear people who are really into that type of shit. Like,
Why?
because I just feel like if I do anything wrong, you could kill me and get away
He's
with it for a
paranoid.
little bit. I'm very paranoid. Very afraid.
It's paranoid.
She's looking at me a certain way, like she could do it right now, and even though there's a camera and witnesses, it would be okay. Like,
That's okay. My live
because
got
the
me.
camera is just.
oh yeah, you're on live. Oh, yeah. Oh wait, they're on your side. You mean?
Oh my God.
Yeah, my
Something
peoples.
happened in
Oh.
our lives.
They
Good
got me.
God.
They're not our peoples now because they're.
Nah,
Oh.
they my peoples.
But
Shit.
it's still live, so don't
Is-
worry. She will go to jail.
The cops are on everyone's live.
Yeah.
They're definitely paying attention.
You right. Hey, Fed.
Can you recall like your best / worst shoot? Like the photos just came out shitty.
Who is difficult?
Yep. Yep.
Uh-oh.
So, back in October, well, I guess the story leading up to that is pretty funny. So when I decided to up and quit my job at Gucci, like out the blue.
Okay, I was looking through your profile. I'm just like, so was she taking pictures for Gucci? Like, I was so confused, but I saw, I was doing my homework yesterday, so.
No, I used to work for them. The new location that opened up in Soho,
Do you
like
still get
back
those
in.
discounts?
I mean, I still have people there, but it's the reason why I left them was because the amount that they were paying me, which was only $15 an hour, and you're a $1 billion company, and our store was a multi-million-dollar store within the first month being there.
That was it? Oh, wow. That's interesting.
So, and on top of me, no bonus, no type of like compensation, no type of commission. So it's really hard to work full time for a company like that when you can do the math.
Nobody got commission? Wait, what?
No. Well,
That's
that
disrespectful.
location, that
Uh-oh.
location
No,
does not do
that's
that.
just
Something
disrespectful.
seemed-
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
no.
Something's not right.
Hell no.
Something's wrong.
So when you can do the math and realize that in order for them to bump your pay to $20 an hour, it would cost less than a single pair of sneakers. And that's for your entire team, not just you.
Oh.
Like it's really hard to want to stay there.
Wow.
So what I did was I decided I didn't trust them to pay me out my vacation days. So I took my vacation to LA to visit a friend who lives out there, and I never came back. I stayed out there for 3 weeks.
I would have done
You
the
was
same
on your
damn thing.
vacation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Done the same damn
But
thing.
while I was out there, the same friend, he set me up with one of his homeboys who's a DJ, and we attempted to do like a street style type shoot, but you know when someone's just like not comfortable being in front of the camera at all?
Yes, I know.
That was
me.
every single. To this day, I have not edited those pictures. I sent him off
Wow.
like 3 of them because he wanted to use them for flyers, but like I could not edit them because there was not a single picture in there worth editing. And that's my biggest struggle is like if I don't like a set of photos, I really like I'd rather not give it to you, to be honest. Especially if I shot it for free.
Yeah.
Sorry, my memory card broke.
Yep.
Damn.
I don't know what happened. I lost it.
But isn't it your job, like as a photographer, in a way to kind of make them feel comfortable enough for the shoot, the photos to possibly come out better?
You can try, but there's only so much you can do.
That's true.
Cause like I'm the type of person, if you ever shoot with me, I talk shit my entire shoot from start to finish. I'm cracking jokes. While I'm thinking like, all right, I need you to pose this way, this way, this way. But if I want you to laugh in that moment, I will say something off the wall to get a genuine laugh out of you instead of you like,
Okay.
cause that's just awkward.
Yeah.
But like I was doing that with him, and we were like together for like 2.5 hours, and it just was not. He was so in his head about trying to look cool that it
Okay.
wasn't coming out cool.
I feel like for me personally, if I ever get to the where people are taking photos of me like consistently, I wouldn't. How do I like become comfortable in front of a camera? What do I do?
I'm not the person to ask because I don't get in front of the camera.
So you prefer being on taking the
But
photos as
I'm
opposed
behind the camera. I've had people literally like as I'm working events and stuff, guys who think it's cute to be like, "Oh, let me take your picture. Let me take a picture of you." I will slither off through. My walk-off game is so strong. I will leave you mid-sentence.
that doesn't work?
No, I actually
No.
the picture that you like, that exact venue, almost had a guy thrown out the club because I had taken a picture. I kind of liked it, so I showed it to him. And then that's when he did the whole, "Oh, let me take a picture of you, da-da-da." And I was like, "Nah, I'm good." And he like went to pull out his phone, so I slithered off. And that place has like a raised DJ platform, and then there's like a balcony area, so it's like the stairs split like this.
Right.
I'm walking up the stairs, there's a bouncer in the corner, and I see him like beeline towards me. So I look at him, but I see that he's looking over me, so I turn around. Dude had been walking through the crowd with his phone out, taking pictures of me as I was trying to like run away.
The fuck?
Wow.
Bouncer was like, "You want me to toss?" I'm like, "Nah, let me just finish cussing him out. And if he does it again, then you could throw his ass on the street."
What was his plan though? Was his plan? I guess he's next to you, be
No,
like, "Oh, let me send you the
no,
photos, get your number, and then go for that." Dudes are
don't-
fucking sick. What's wrong with us?
Doesn't matter. He said what's wrong
We
with
would like
us.
to know.
I can't speak for all dudes.
We would like to know.
What is he? Okay, that's really weird.
Yeah.
I would
Let's get
just
him up here and interview him.
Chalk it up to him.
no. I don't want to interview that
Oh,
guy.
he's sarcastic.
He should be in jail.
Jail. Well, I mean,
I'm not opposed. It happens too often to me, so I'm really not opposed. I have no mercy when it comes to that.
Do you have to be in a certain mood to want to take photos each day? Do you have to be like, I guess, positive or feeling energized, or can you do it any day of the week with no problem?
I prefer to have like an idea in mind because I've noticed with me personally, I'll try and force myself where it's like, all right, I'm just gonna go wander the city. I'm gonna bring my camera. Whatever happens, happens. Nothing ever happens. I end up just going to like Chick-fil-A and going right back home. Like I can't be trusted to like not have a plan.
Right.
So typically for me, if I'm gonna do something, like what I'm learning is I rather just have my phone with me and I don't know if you guys have noticed with your iPhones, if you take a picture in your, not the albums, but like if you go one step out, there's a folder called Places. And what it does is it pinpoints each picture on a map. So I do that when I'm location scouting, or like if I see anything cool, I'm like, oh, that'd be cool to shoot in front of. Snap, and I go about my day. That way, if I'm ever like, I need a location to shoot and I'm looking for a certain look, I can literally go around the map and zoom in, zoom out, and see the different pictures that I've taken and marked. But I just can't. If I'm not feeling it, there's no point in me bringing my camera because I'm probably not even gonna take it out the bag. It's just it's literally just a heavy weight on me at that point.
Really, I try to force my creativity sometimes because I'm a writer as well as a podcaster, and sometimes I feel guilty for not being productive. So I try to like force what I can. Sometimes greatness comes out of it.
Yeah.
So I guess so. You just won't even try if you're not feeling it.
It's not that I won't try. Is that until I get that like initial spark, I'm pretty like and I don't like being
Yeah. Is there a certain time of day you prefer to take photos too?
I'm really obsessed with like nighttime photography and like neon lights, long exposures. Anything that gives me like a good color pop is what I like obsess over.
Why is that? Is there just?
I don't know.
You a night owl?
I am. I'm a complete insomniac. Like, what time did I go to sleep last night? Like 6? And I was up by like
That's this morning.
9. Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, it's not over until I like go to sleep and wake up.
I got you. I got you.
But yeah, I'm a night owl, so like something about it for whatever reason, like I like the color harmonies and like shadow play, high contrast. Like you
Shadow play? What's that?
shoot, I wish I could show you without ending my live. Actually, I think I can.
I don't know any of these photography terms and.
Okay, so look at this picture.
Okay.
That was taken on my roof yesterday.
So it's like the split, like of the.
Yeah. So
oh.
you know how like when you enter a roof, there's usually like a little like structure. So I had him stand on the other side with the sun behind us, and it gave like a sharp. I could kind of show you guys. I just don't want to put it on my feed.
Sorry, YouTube viewers, you don't get to see the shit.
Yeah.
But we're learning right now. We're getting educated.
So like I just like playing. I like abstract. I don't know. I don't know why color. I don't know why shadow. But I like the geometry that kind of goes along with those things too. Like how I keep staring at the walls here.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm like, that's a cool backdrop if you were to like make it high contrast, because then it would just look like lines. You wouldn't actually be able to tell it was foam. So it's just like things like that. Like when I see things, I see it as like a regular person, but then like in the back of my mind, and it starts like playing with it.
This is what I'm talking about. You guys are like not crazy, but like you just see things so differently. Like everything you just said, I wasn't thinking about. Like, I mean, you're also a photographer too, Lenny, right? Like you take.
I take pictures.
Oh, you take pictures.
I don't call myself a photographer. I take pictures because it got to the point where I was just taking pictures for my my poetry, and the people where I would have take my pictures, they just would not do it right. So then I had to buy my own goddamn camera and do it myself with my tripod, and that's how I started taking pictures.
Right.
And then when I was with my ex, she had me taking pictures of her artists that she was managing, and that's how I started like taking. But I do not like to work with artists at all. Like that's my
Why
least
is that?
favorite. Like rappers and singers, they're my least favorite people.
Why?
Because they're annoying. Like, no disrespect to the people I've worked with before. I love y'all all personally. But when it comes to working with y'all was annoying me. And y'all know that because I have cursed y'all out more than once.
Because they want to look a certain way and they don't think you're taking it the right way?
Like, one particular person, he was, like, low-key insecure. So it was like every picture he would take, like, okay, am I okay? Is this okay? Is this? And it was just like, nigga, if you don't just stand there and take this goddamn picture and act like Biggie for a second, just shut the fuck up and take the picture.
That would definitely be me though. Like,
And it was just like, and then after that, like she said, people will hit you up like day in and day out. My pictures, and it's just like,
Dog.
for you to have paid me $50 and you asking me every minute, your picture's ready, please give me some space.
right.
I've worked
Because it
events.
takes hours to edit sometimes.
Yeah, I've worked events, and I shit you not, I don't get home from said events till like 4. I'm an insomniac. I'm not going to sleep till like 5 or 6.
Doesn't mean I want to.
I can wake up at 10 a.m. and I will already have at least 4 messages talking about, did you finish the pictures yet? My nigga, can I sleep? Can I shut my eyes, wake up? I don't know, maybe eat breakfast, something. Like, it takes a while. Shoot, I don't have any of them on here. Some of the like portraits that you've seen on my page,
Yeah.
I spend no less than like an hour if I'm doing like, if it's looks like highly detailed skin and all that, I spend no less than an hour on those because I'm a perfectionist, and I will keep like, you can kind of dabble between like the original and like what you've worked. I will flicker between.
Yes, keep watching and keep seeing. Okay, good, this I'm the same way.
Oh my God, like there's so much more that goes into editing than it's not like I just hit auto and send you off the pictures. No, I'm correcting the color balance, the harmonies. This highlight is a little too harsh on this person. This person looks really good with like a yellowish tint because it makes their skin look golden. Like, I love black skin, so I not overcorrect. I like to work on all my photos. I don't just send off things unedited ever.
My number one pet peeve is when you send them edited pictures, clean cut edits.
Oh God,
and then they re-edit
don't say it.
the freaking picture, and then they want to fucking tag you to that mess.
Don't tag me. That's not my.
Is that
fault.
offensive?
To
That's
me,
a
it's just
sin.
like, it's like I hate that.
But what if
picture.
I like it? Like,
I
it
don't
doesn't
get
matter.
it.
It doesn't matter
I
at that
didn't
point.
edit
What you
that
think
way.
about it?
No, it
No.
does matter
Then
because
they
it's
should
my
have shot
eye.
the photos themselves. if that was the
Exactly.
case.
No.
It
That's
matters.
not fair.
It matters. It matters.
You got the right angle, but I like the
and I
certain
also
lighting
got the
and
right
edit.
clean edit.
Yeah, but my edit's better in my
Yeah,
opinion.
No, it's not.
better.
It never is.
Ooh.
I have never seen somebody
Yeah, it is
re-edit
not
my
better.
picture and look better.
No.
You know what you do with your edit?
Ever.
Are you humble enough to admit it though?
I am.
I absolutely am. Never.
You know what you did with your edit? All you did was put some
I don't
shading
know.
behind it, vignette it, and make it a little square. Like that's what you did with your edit. You contrasted the fuck out the picture.
But it's a photo of me, so why can't I have it how I want it? I mean,
Then you can
did,
take it with your phone.
No,
don't
it's not. It's
tag
not
me.
the same.
Don't tag me to it. Then.
I'm tagging y'all
Don't
every
tag me to
time.
the
Wait.
edit.
You're getting
Wait.
tagged in every
The
photo.
photographers are going on.
What are they saying?
Oh, they're in
I
the
was like, fuck out of here. Don't edit my shit.
Don't edit.
Yo, don't let your fans come for me, yo, please. I'm playing
Start
devil's
something.
advocate to the very end.
It's February.
And mad clarity
It's
for
the
no
month of
reason.
love.
Dead ass.
Oh, they're like really going off.
Yeah, no, we're like it's an exchange now. No,
I take it back. I'm sorry.
I love clarity, but don't go past like 17 max. But like people be throwing it all the way to 95, and it looks like an HDR photo. Like, come on, you look like a cartoon character.
Too much.
How did you learn to edit photos? Like, was it like you taught or did you educate yourself?
I taught myself.
Was it like,
YouTube.
how does that? You was like a program you learned and.
So in college, we kind of learned a little bit of like Illustrator and InDesign, but they never really taught us Photoshop because we're fashion design. We don't really have a need for that type of thing.
Right.
So after that, I mean, Adobe, I probably shouldn't say this on live. Adobe doesn't recognize that I'm not a student, and I haven't been for the last 4 years, but they still let me get student pricing.
Wow.
So I was able to download.
I'm gonna let you know this.
all
You're
of
done
them.
after this. When this is out, you're
Cut
done.
off.
It's done. I'm
I
sorry.
cut off.
You snitched on yourself.
Hey, don't cut me off. But
Here I am struggling. I ain't paying my bill this month. I'm just like, can I use my Photoshop? I'm like last night, like, oh, I
Well,
can
no,
still use it. I can
you
still
can't.
use
No,
it.
if you take your card off, you have 30 days to pay it
Well, I'm
before
gonna
they
finish
cut it off.
everything I gotta
Hey,
do
you
in the
gotta know
next
the
few
tricks.
days. Cause I damn sure
listen, I
ain't
be doing
paying
this.
1088 right now.
But no, for the longest, I didn't understand Photoshop, had never really used it. But when I decided that I was going to do photography, I was like, well, shit, I got to edit.
Right.
So it was a lot of like YouTube, a lot of just picking an image, be like, all right, let me see if I can figure out how to even out this skin tone. Let me see if I can, her eyes are a little yellow. Let me see if I can like switch that tone. Like it's a lot of me just, I find a problem, like, all right, watch like 2 tutorials, bring it back. I'm getting to the point now where it's like I don't necessarily need to Google anything. So I did. Damn it! I wish I wasn't on my phone. I did an edit of my homegirl. We were doing like dance shots, and she was kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. She wasn't in like a push-up position. She was kind of turned to the side and one arm up like a T.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to support her weight, she had twisted her arm in a really weird way, and it read disturbing on the picture, and it was the only reason why we didn't like the picture. Like the rest of the picture is bomb,
Right.
but her elbow, like she's double jointed, so like it was like freaked.
Ugh.
Yeah. So I was like, well, all right. Well, we like the picture. I have a couple other like shots from that same pose. Let me see if I can take the arm off one of these and put it on this photo. And it took me all of like maybe 20, 30 minutes to figure it out. But I literally photoshopped her a completely different arm.
It worked.
Did not Google it once. Just kind of was like, all right, well, it's similar to like all these other processes with the skins. Let me just cut, size it, liquefy it to kind of like bring the shape in and look more realistic, recolor it. And if I showed you, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Is that frowned upon in the photography industry? Like
What?
using Photoshop and like editing like a certain arm out, or
No, we do it all the time.
that's not disingenuous?
An arm. I mean, if I'm photoshopping you a whole new Brazilian ass body, then yeah, that's a little like out of pocket.
Right.
But a lot of those pictures they get edged and burned. Like that's a lot. It's a heavy photo, heavy retouching.
Especially for celebrities. That's why when you see them in person, you're like, who is
Yeah.
this?
You look completely
Because
different.
Yeah,
they-
I always thought like the shots are just what they are. Like,
Ew.
See,
See, my
sometimes-
ass,
I
I'm
know
not
about
giving you.
Tell
I
your
know
li-
that
yo,
ain't true.
I'm not giving
you're
you
live.
glamour
I'm not a
shots.
photographer. I'm not educated. I'm trying to learn. Don't attack me, please.
Okay.
Please. So like these shots aren't just like shot and go. They're edited
Well,
like.
there are shooters who do shoot like that. Like I know plenty of guys who are like way ahead in their career compared to me.
Mhm.
They don't use Photoshop. They use Lightroom, adjust the colors, turn that off.
Yeah.
They
Wow.
don't do any like heavy manipulation. Me personally, I've been wanting to teach myself retouching, and I want to get better at photo manipulations. That's why I fix things in a photo that doesn't need to be fixed.
Is it a feeling when you know you're done, or do you just? Is it a visual thing?
It's
Done
a
editing?
visual thing where it's like, and this is why I'm sure you do the same thing. Where like when you get done editing, you send it off to different people because you can't tell if your eyes are just messing with you or if it actually like looks natural. So like
I do that. I
Yeah.
do have somebody I do send all my photos to. This is actually the person who actually taught me how to use my camera, Arthur. I do send him everything I do because I just need him because he doesn't edit with Photoshop. He's one of those people who don't edit with Photoshop at all. He go in a Lightroom, and even when he takes my photos, I don't even want to edit anything because it's just like everything is so perfect. It's like he even has my skin just like blended in
yeah.
perfectly. So
There's ways to edit without necessarily using like Photoshop. I just prefer Photoshop. Everybody else is trying to convince me to join the Capture One team. Too complicated for me. I don't like
Capture
Photoshop.
One?
It's a more advanced version of like Lightroom, I guess is what you could say.
and I just started playing with Lightroom too.
Yeah,
I don't really like it. I still went
yeah.
back to Photoshop.
I use Lightroom for when I'm doing like mass edits, so like events, or when I use Lightroom when I'm trying to make my main selections because I can see everything at once. I can flag it, star
That's
it,
the only great thing about it. Yes.
and then from there I will literally like save the raw files to my computer, like my selects, and then that way I don't have to like scroll through my whole memory card trying to find each individual photo.
Is there a photogenic like setting on like the editing process to make me look photogenic? Like,
No, I mean,
do I just have to
Facetune?
do? Is it like a?
Facetune.
Do I have to believe it like that I'm photogenic?
You seem like you do well. You do well with candids.
Yeah,
Really?
Like you can't. You seem like you shouldn't nobody tell you you're
You
about
be
to take a
me, my
picture.
dog.
Because I feel like most of the people who get photos taken themselves, or maybe just the people I know, like I feel like they're not too confident when they get their photos taken. Like they prefer taking the photo.
yeah.
So like again, I feel like that's a photographer's responsibility to help them feel comfortable, and even during the editing process, to help them, I guess, look as best they can.
Yes.
Well,
I'll give you that.
yeah. Like what I do is whenever I'm setting up a shot or like what I have in mind, I'll take like 5 or 6
Mhm.
and then I'll literally show them like, all right, look at this. You see how you keep doing this? Let's not do that anymore, but I want you to see what I'm trying to see.
Right.
And then after that, usually the second round is where like we actually get it perfect, cuz then I can be like, all right, drop your chin, touch it a little bit this way. Open your eyes, close your eyes. Like I direct you through it, but I still need you to have an idea of like what I'm trying to see.
Has there ever been like an intense conflict where you guys just don't see the same vision and then you just scrap the photos entirely? Or is it the photos always sent over and used in some way?
I mean, I'm not a conflict person because I'm the type, choose your photos. You think those are your 5 best photos? Que se joda. Take them. I'm not going to argue with you. Do I think they're your 5 best photos? Not at all. But if I send you the ones that I think are great, you're going to bother me for the other ones anyway. I'm not giving you the other ones for free. So we're just going to skip over that little hurdle. I'm going to give you exactly what you want the first time.
You're good at compromising.
I found that, like, when I used to take Coco's pictures, if you let the time go by the second hour, she got comfortable.
Right.
The first hour was just like touch and go, touch and go, touch and go.
Just
But
toss
by
it.
the second hour, it was just like she was in her element. She forgot that I was even there with the camera.
Well, you guys know each other too, so I feel like that kind of helps.
But
No, that doesn't change anything.
No,
No?
it
Does it make you
doesn't.
less nervous?
Nope.
Like, I'm telling you, the first
Hmm.
hour, she's just like,
You're
it's
too,
really,
I'm too much thinking.
Mhm.
Too much thinking.
By the
Because
second
you're,
hour,
you're worried
she's
about
better.
trying to, I need to make sure, like, I got that one eye that does that one thing. So I like,
I actually do. One eye
I do
smaller than
too.
the other, so I
It's
have to
this
like.
one.
It's this one, yeah. I don't know what it is. It might be a Dominican thing. Whatever.
Yeah, I think it might be.
I think it might be.
That's crazy. Okay, so what do I do? Okay, so what if I want to book someone to take photos of me, right?
Mhm.
And I don't know them. Is there some things I should tell them
Be-
before, like, about myself? Like,
Tell
You're
do
paranoid.
you have conversations with your clients or whoever, before, like, you start shooting them?
I start out the gate with the jokes. I crack all the jokes because I'm
Like-
trying to break that, like, nervousness. So, and my jokes usually center on, like, me writing on myself. So, like, there was one time where met a girl down in Union Square and we couldn't find each other, but her phone was on like 2%. So it was
Oh my
like,
God.
I'm in a big ass army coat and this neon yellow ass like beanie. You cannot miss me. And I literally just stood on the corner like twisting around like this. And finally when we locked eyes, I was like, so you found me? She's like, God, that beanie is bright. Like
Yeah.
you have to break the ice to get them comfortable because if not, then they're too like in their head. That's what happened with the guy in LA. Like even though we had been talking for 2 hours, we had like wild conversation. Like I know too much about his life, but he was so focused on trying to look Instagram fly that it just wasn't translating. Yeah. And I'm doing this because
Perfect
that
word
was
for
like
it.
I asked him. He had like a long trench coat on,
I-
and he was trying to get like movement in it. And I was like, just walk towards me. So instead of just like striding, he did the slow-mo walk. It was like
Ay,
playing
Dios.
with his jacket like this. I was like, no, walk at me. And then he did it again. I'm like, Chris, walk at me like normal, no slow-mo.
Walk, bro, walk.
I feel like I kind of hold photographers responsible for certain people's actions on social media nowadays because I feel like because you guys try to make them look their best, right? And so every photo they take, they're always trying to like act a certain way when
Those
it's
are
not
the
really
that's not
their life.
photographers. That's the selfie queens out here in the social media. Not the
People taking so,
photographers.
but like, and through you're in the editing room, the cutting room, whatever the fuck you call it. Like you're making them look their best, so they want to constantly look their best and show like a life they don't really live. Like these people aren't looking that cool
That's not
in
photographers.
stride.
You cannot
every.
blame photographers for that. That is social media. That is Instagram honeys and all the fly boys out here.
But where are these photos going that you're taking of them on social
We're
media?
not taking those pictures. They're taking those pictures.
No,
You talk about the ones.
You gonna fault me for trying to collect the bag?
I'm not against it, but I'm just saying like it's definitely it's a part of the cycle of like
It's not.
Let's
this
just say
instant
that-
gratification era we live in.
But
Like,
that's okay. Say that is instant gratification era we live in, and people are very vain.
right.
Everybody's into their looks, and that's because social media has made it that way. Because you look on social media, you see all these pretty girls and fly boys, and everybody's just like, I want that lifestyle too. So they try to mimic it in other ways.
Right.
And so we're not gonna fault photographers for that. We're just gonna fault the vain ass collective of human beings.
Yeah.
at
I don't
this
think y'all
point.
should edit their photos so well because no one constantly looks
But you
that
know
cool
what?
But I
in
gotta
stride.
put my
That's
name
Snapchat.
on it.
That's Snapchat. That's Snapchat and all these other filters. Because you'd be surprised how many girls do not post up a picture without a filter.
Mm.
And I'd be I'm petty because I put in my hashtags all the time. No filter because you don't need to put a filter for everything.
Wait, you said I wouldn't be surprised how many girls don't put up
No,
photos
how
with
many?
filters?
How
No.
all they do is use filters.
Yeah.
They
There's
will never
actually
know
put
how
up
to
a-
post.
I can't
They
tell
will
the
never
difference.
put up a
filter.
raw picture of themselves without a filter.
There's actually a phenomenon where people are actually getting plastic surgery and taking like Snapchat photos and going to the surgeon being, I want to look like this filter.
No, please don't.
Yes.
No, it's
happened.
it's a
It's already
legitimate
started.
thing. It's a
already
legitimate thing.
started.
Like I forgot the name for it. Too many medical shows. See, there's an actual name for it where like especially the that's why
Was
I
that on
stepped on.
Botched?
I don't
I used
think
to watch Botched, not anymore, but
it was on Botched a couple
good show.
times.
It's a
Yeah,
good show.
it
I've
is.
never even heard it.
Was
I
this
want
the
to
one
watch
with
this
the
now.
Girl,
It's a
she
good
was just
show.
like she'd rather look like her Snapchat filters.
Yeah,
That she
I mean,
feels
there's a
better
bunch of
because
people
her-
like that. They're like, oh, I want you to slim out because you know how some of the filters they slim out the jaw or like
it
they.
doesn't look natural.
Guys,
It
are guys out
doesn't.
here using filters too?
Guys are out here getting
Of
lipo these
course.
days. Okay?
Fam, what
Y'all
guys
y'all
using a
got lace fronts.
If
Guys
any of my
getting-
friends, yo.
Guys got
Yeah,
lace fronts now,
yes.
okay?
Yes, believe it. Look at
Lace
his eyes. You see how
beards.
big his eyes just.
They have lace
beards.
Fam, if any of my friends has a lace front, cut me off right now. I'm done. I'm
They're
done.
getting whole wigs out here
Whatever
with
builds
Caesars.
your
Okay.
confidence. Like,
Is that what it's all
Why-
about?
Yeah, I'm not against
I
it.
mean,
I'm not against
If
it.
we
That's-
can,
Give me the
if
look
we
of
can
death
wear
just
weaves
now.
and wigs, and men don't want to be bald, then why not?
Yeah,
That's what it's
I
all
don't
about.
fault them for it.
Why not?
I don't fault them for it,
Kill
but
it, kill it, ow.
Where does
Yeah,
that
might as
start?
well.
Like the lack of confidence. Does it start within yourself at home?
No,
like,
but it could not for
it's
nothing.
it's needing the gratification of others and needing the attention from others and not being able to look in the mirror and be like, I'm fine as is.
right.
What
but-
30-year-old man wants to go bald?
That's like y'all's worst.
but bald can be sexy
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Bald can be sexy. Not on,
No,
not
it
on John
can.
Travolta. Okay.
He's
Just-
bald?
Yes, he is.
He
He's been bald. He's
is?
been wearing a weave for many a year.
And I need him,
Not
to,
John.
I need
This
him
year.
to keep wearing that wig weave then. If he's really bald, then keep on wearing it.
I
then.
mean,
Come on,
he-
John.
He's
Fronting like-
not
I love
cute
John.
no
He
more.
been fronting like
no.
he just unveiled it, but he's
I mean,
been
he has
bald for
bad
years.
skin.
He wore some bad weaves.
That
I
nigga's
love John.
The
crazy.
whole package is bad.
We're not gonna do that to John because that was Grease and Saturday Night Live.
Wait, just because of that?
And Face Off. No, Face Off is the reason why we're not gonna
That was
get rid
pretty
of
good.
John. Face
Face
Off
Off
was
was
the
a good
bomb ass movie. Stop it. Bad
It was a good
Travolta.
I'm not arguing. Yo, don't
Bad
tag me.
Travolta?
I'm not arguing.
Oh, okay.
I'm not arguing. I didn't say nothing to you. We fuck with John Travolta here.
No?
Some of us.
Just keep the
Some
wig
of us.
on.
Some
Keep
of
the
us.
wig on.
It's already off. He out. He can't go back now.
He took the
It's
wig
too
off.
late.
So,
What do you mean he took the wig off?
like I
Because
mentioned
of
earlier.
Pitbull. Him and Pitbull are good buddies. This is what I heard.
No, for real. the
Wait,
wig
wait,
is
what happened
off,
with
for real.
Pitbull?
It's off. The wig is off. Him and Pitbull are good buddies, and he told him, "Yo, just go bald like me." I kid you not.
Why are Pitbull
Look
and
it
John
up.
Travolta
Google
chilling?
it. I'm telling you.
That seems
Why
like
are they
a
that
no friendship.
personal? What?
I don't know.
Pitbull can speak English?
Stop it now.
No, can he?
Yes.
Really?
I don't
Really,
know.
Really?
Yo,
Really?
dead ass. I'm dead ass. I didn't know he could speak English. Why y'all looking at me like I'm crazy? I did
I
not
don't know,
know.
Jeff. I
'cause
don't know.
I don't know. I don't know Pitbull like that. But what I was gonna ask is, I forgot my question because y'all, I still feel the death stare.
Good.
She still giving me the death stare. Like,
Like, people can speak English.
see,
How
this,
she can
see,
speak
the forensic
English?
knowledge is coming in. It's popping into her head. She's thinking about how to kill me for offending, talking about Pitbull
How to get
after
rid-
this.
Yeah.
Do
you
you,
were saying the confidence thing. That's what you were talking about.
right. So
Impossible.
when I was scrolling through your page, it was hard to even know who was taking the photos. So is that like a confidence thing, or is it just like a branding thing? Why you don't have many photos of yourself?
So everybody keeps trying to tell me that I have to have a separate page for my photography. I don't have the attention span. I can't. I've tried having like separate business pages for different like endeavors I've tried. I've logged in like twice and never logged back in. So one of the things I wanted to do when it came to like me going into photography is one, I didn't want to use my real name. I wanted to use like my social media persona. But when you hire me for my photography, you're getting my wild ass personality. So I'm gonna need you to like family the two and realize that I'm not gonna switch up.
Right.
So for me, like I think since January or maybe December, I stopped posting as many pictures of myself, but I'm always in my own story.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's like I have to find a balance between making my personal page my business page, so it needs to have enough photography on it. And I don't know, I don't really want to post myself as often anymore. Not like on my like feed, but like in my story is always me.
Yeah. So
What's your sign? I'm sorry. What's your sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
Scorpio. I'm a Cancer.
I'm
My
a,
daughter and my
I'm a
mom are
Libra.
Scorpios.
I don't know much
Scorpio
about
tendencies.
Scorpios.
We get a bad rap. We're right up there with Geminis.
They're very loving. They're sensitive, even though they don't seem so.
And
Yeah.
And
we're
a very
quick to
bad
flip.
temper.
Yeah, we're quick
On a
to flip.
dime, on a nick, on a penny, they could flip.
I can cuss you out and smile at you 5 minutes later
Why?
because I just had to get it off my chest
And then you're just over it that fast?
for the most part.
For the most part, I was gonna say.
Gotcha. Okay.
I might throw a
love you, my
little slick
Scorpios.
comment in there every
I
now
love
and
my
then,
Scorpios.
Interesting.
but just don't take me there. That's my thing, and I tell people that like
Okay, as my daughter says it, don't take me there because then my reply will be so wonky. You will not want to be my friend.
Mm.
So just be easy.
that's me. That's
Just
absolutely
be
me.
easy. All you gotta do is be
My mouth
easy.
is reckless. All
That's
my friends
exactly-
know it. Like, my mouth is reckless. So if you take me down that path, I might apologize afterwards, but I meant everything I said to you.
Okay.
And as a Cancer, I can agree with that. I'll be mad, but I mean it. I mean what I say.
So that's
So
what
I
I
share that
guess
with y'all.
you seem very outspoken, but you don't think you don't care about if like your mouth or your opinion may not get you certain opportunities. These companies pay attention to a lot of things we say, so
They do, but at the same time, like, so I don't really look up to many people or have like many idols.
there goes
well,
that
three.
question.
Three.
Who do you look up to?
3 people that like I stand for, not because of like their work. I mean, their work is dope, but because of how they carry themselves in the public eye. Cardi B, Rihanna, Drea, Michelle.
What?
I appreciate how Drea, listen, her come up and how she's been able to flip her whole life. You can't be mad at that.
Which one of them said hoes don't get cold? Was that one of those?
That's
three?
Drea.
That was
And that's why I fuck with Drea. Oh wait, no,
Cardi
hoes
B
do-
said
Oh
thotties.
no,
Who said?
Bodies don't get cold.
yeah, Cardi said that one. Drea said your wholeness gets erased.
Wait,
Yo, when I heard that
what?
shit,
She
I'm
said
like,
what?
get the fuck at it. What?
No, your
Yep.
wholeness does get erased.
Yep,
When you
Trivia
get
does.
married or when?
No,
When does
after
it
it
start?
It's reset.
It's like after a certain amount of time. It's just
No.
a reset by
Yes,
the
it
end.
is.
No, you determine that, not
No,
the
it's a
world.
reset, but no, it's
If the
reset by
evidence is
end.
there, like the world doesn't just be like forget.
What do you think about Elizabeth Taylor?
I'm sorry,
Elizabeth Taylor.
I don't have an opinion.
Biggest hoe around. Like,
So
big hoe. Big hoe. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, when you hear Elizabeth Taylor, you don't say, oh, she's a hoe. And you're not going to say that because there's so many other things to say. So after a while, your whole card does go away. It just goes bye-bye.
no, but it exists. And people just don't acknowledge it.
But why is it that the whole card
I
only
keep telling
applies
you,
to
hoes
females?
make
doesn't.
better wives.
I didn't say that
Or old hoes make better wives.
because of experience.
Yeah, you know, old hoe after a while, she's like once she reached like maybe let me not say that because I am 32, so I feel like I'm telling on myself. But I've been married, y'all. So after a
I
while,
still don't believe that, by the way.
What?
I got my divorce paper.
No, not like
Oh.
that. It just like blows my mind. Like even y'all, like you having kids. Like,
I have one.
go ahead. I'm sorry. Or a kid. I'm sorry. Like I just don't. Blows my
Just
fucking mind.
palpitated and shit.
I'm
But
sorry.
after a while, yeah, your whole it's just like hoes just make better wives. It's old hoes make better wives, in my opinion.
Your wholeness still exists, no matter what age. If you have the memory of your actions, it still exists.
But I'm not doing it right now, so it don't exist.
But what is a hoe? What? Okay,
I don't know. I
What's
don't.
your definition of a hoe? What would make you call a female a hoe?
And man, a hoe. Just someone who has multiple partners at a time, like who's constantly having different partners at a time.
That's a hoe to you?
I feel like that's not.
That's not
That's-
even
yeah.
a hoe. That's not a hoe.
I can have as many partners as I so feel if I choose. My thing is hoish tendencies to me is when you're doing it for money, doing it for clout.
Not for money, I don't
Everybody
think, because
does it for money.
You said what?
Everybody does it for money without whether you realize it or not. They're doing it.
But
for
like when
some
you're
form of
doing it
payment.
solely like just to collect the check or like you trying to just get whatever come up off of somebody, like that's when it ventures into like hoe-ish territory.
wouldn't that be anyone doing anything for a check? Like you're doing what you can to get money. Like, I mean, not you wouldn't label them as a hoe, but you're doing what you can to get money. Like, I don't think that's a hoe. I don't know.
I don't agree with the multiple partners thing though.
Yeah. It's
At a
like-
time, at the same time, in a rotation.
Is that not allowed?
That's not. I'm not saying it's not allowed. I
Is she
just.
single? Is
Let
she
me
single?
shut my whole ass up then.
Is she okay? I feel like there's women out there who claim one man and lead them on as if that's their man, and then they'll have multiple partners on the side. I think that's hoish behavior. If you're in a
Okay, I'll give you
relationship,
that.
What is
yeah,
it? What is it when a
If
man
you're
does
in a
it?
relationship,
it's the same thing. The exact same
For
thing.
point of conversation.
if you're in
I
a
feel, but-
relationship,
Yeah. If you're in a relationship, and you have multiple partners on the side. That's a hoe to me.
but if you're not in a relationship and you're single and you're dealing with multiple people or you're talking to multiple people, maybe fucking two of them.
That's not a hoe to me.
Okay.
Okay.
You're trying. I mean, everyone's single for different reasons, so you may be trying to find something with these different people, and they may have a certain quality that you may like that the other one may not like. May not.
It's not even that deep.
For you,
Niggas
what-
be bored out here.
what are your experiences
Bored.
like?
I mean, what do you mean?
What is your life like currently? What's your roster looking like?
Your roster.
Do you have a roster?
I don't have a roster. I have
To reveal all
spectators.
Oh, she got spectators.
She don't even
They
claim y'all
in the
niggas.
stand. They not on the bench.
She don't even claim y'all niggas. They're probably on the live right now. One of them is on the live right now.
Feelings all hurt.
Oh,
Tight.
Crushed.
He just closed the
You
live
know,
right now.
Valentine's Day is next Thursday.
I wasn't getting
is.
nothing anyway.
You don't know that?
I wasn't.
Fuck out of here.
You never
I
know.
wasn't. I'm so serious.
You don't know that. You got some flowers coming to your address right now. They're on the way right now.
Well, maybe
You're
not
right.
Somebody just
flowers,
placed
but
the
you
order.
could-
Chocolate covered strawberries,
Not
a
whatever.
happening
text,
at all.
a call.
Not happening at
Me
all.
neither, girl. I
An
ain't getting
invite.
nothing.
Mm-mm.
Y'all lying.
I'm dead ass
No,
serious.
I'm dead ass.
Well, okay, y'all don't know because the guy's hiding it. He's not
Sure.
gonna spoil the plans a week early.
Psh,
It's
Nah,
coming.
I'm chilling over
It's
here.
not. There's literally nobody. No, there's
Ain't nobody in the DMs.
No.
No, nothing. But
No.
You got people in your DMs.
I wish I had
spectators. They not on the bench.
exactly.
What does it take to get your
How
attention?
you hating from outside of the game?
What does
You
it
can't
take-
even get in.
What does it
what
take
does
to
that
get into the
mean,
game
Matthew?
with you? What,
For me personally, and it's gonna sound crazy, I usually date people I know. So like friends I know. I need you to understand what you're signing up for.
Oh, you must
I'm
be
a lot.
crazy.
I'm not crazy, but like I'm
When's your
weird.
birthday?
You were outside. I'm a Scorpio. Okay, all right.
she's very knowledgeable on these type of things.
No, Scorpio women are different.
I'm
What
just
does that mean?
It means they need a nigga to be like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Come here, girl. You know I love you. Like, it's nothing. You can't be too soft with them. You can't be like, oh, baby, baby, baby. I don't know. Scorpio women are very different. That's all I can say. Like because they like to sting. So you gotta be able to take the stinger.
So I can't be sensitive and be with a Scorpio.
No, I don't think
You
so.
shouldn't
No,
be.
you should
not
be
overly sensitive.
Yeah.
I can't do overly
No,
sensitive.
yeah, right.
Like what? Because I'm sensitive. So if you are beating me in the sensitivity territory, we got a problem. Because now you're just aggravating.
I ain't gonna lie to you. When certain movies on, I'm winning. Certain movies, like I Am Legend, when that dog dies,
Oh, here
Oh,
we
no,
go with
that's
the dog
different.
again.
That's
Jeez.
different.
every
All right.
time.
I can't do
know.
I can't do animal deaths. Like
Right.
that breaks me. That breaks me.
I'm learning things about Scorpios right now. This is very interesting.
But
to
no,
me.
for me,
Okay.
I'm a very weird and very, very, very particular person.
But if you're not giving anyone your time to get to know you, how did they get close to you? Like if you're ignoring every DM, like how do I become your friend?
Well, because usually okay, so the trick to the DMs with me is don't jump in it like, oh, I'm trying to get to know you. I'm not interested.
Got
But
it.
like I've had dudes who have approached me from the standpoint and be like, ask me something about photography or like ask me something regular. Let's have regular ass conversation for me to even see if I want to continue speaking to you at this point.
But that's
Don't-
game though. Of course they're gonna go
It's
for
not
your career and ask about that.
I
Like
feel you on that one.
that's corny. Like
No, well, no, there's levels to it because like one of my good homeboys, how we met was through Twitter, and he literally DM'd me. He was like, "No bullshit, I'm not trying to get at you. What do you use to edit?" And we literally had a whole
that's
but
the game.
it's not the game because he's actually in the industry.
These niggas are crazy out here. Like they'll
Yeah,
be like
I'm
they'll
trying-
deny
I'm
everything
trying
they're not
to
trying.
be on Jeff's side on this one. I'm just like,
They'll
that's
say
still
everything
kinda
they're not
close
trying to
the
do,
game.
but they're really trying to do it. But they're taking their time with it. They have patience. They're trying to play the long game with it. I'm telling you, yo, these niggas have patience out here.
See, the
'Cause
thing
there's so
about
much
me
free
is
pussy. How you not have patience?
Sorry.
I said, so much free pussy out here. How you not have patience? It's easy to have patience now
yeah.
with a girl who don't want to give it up because there's a bitch out here who's willing to give it up in 5 seconds.
Exactly. Like when I'm done with that girl, fucking the girl I'm already fucking with, I can still text you on the side, good morning, and go from there.
Like, good morning, gorgeous. How you doing?
Yeah.
Those get left on red.
The good morning text? I can't text you good morning like that? Damn.
It's corny to me.
This is Scorpio you're dealing
Good morning is corny? It's a new
No,
day.
I've had dudes where like he got past the first hurdle where it's like, all right, I'm comfortable enough to maybe give you my number, but like, good morning, beautiful. I hope you have a wonderful day. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a morning person. I don't want to hear that shit. Leave me alone.
That's what I do.
I told you they different. They like little thugs. These
Not even that.
Scorpios.
Like, so
Fam, that's
They
crazy.
different.
I can't even
They
send a text,
different.
a good morning text to a Scorpio.
They different.
It's a new
Wait,
day. Like,
Just
what's
say
up?
hey.
Wait,
Just say
okay.
hey. What up?
I can't even. Come
So,
on,
yeah,
Yeah,
now.
you gotta say, you gotta
What's
say
up?
what up.
What's
That's
happening?
crazy.
I
How
can
you
be
been?
best described as a Sour Patch Kid. All my friends call me a Sour Patch Kid.
I
will
believe them.
say
I'm with
some-
them.
I will say some off the wall shit to you, and 30 seconds later, try and like cuddle up with you.
Fuck out of here. No,
Exactly.
fuck out of here. Don't come near
Every
me.
single time.
Yeah.
I will literally say some wild shit, some snarky shit, and then as soon as like I see like, oh, he's being a little sensitive about that. Let me like.
Fuck out of here.
Hey, daddy.
No. Bye. Good night. Like,
But that's why I choose guys that I've been friends with, because they understand that, like, that's not me trying to be extra, be dramatic. That's literally just how I am.
But is that also you trying to be comfortable?
Comfortable how?
Because that's somebody you already know.
My thing is like, I just need you to know what you're signing up for, because I've had dudes who were like, oh, I can handle you, da-da-da. And then when it came down to it, they were the first ones to ghost.
I hate niggas who say I can handle you. Like I know friends.
You
I've seen my
cannot
friends
handle me at
DMs.
all.
Fam, like don't tell a girl you can handle them. Like you really can.
Cannot. And then it becomes a game to me. It's like, all right.
There's the test. Then you go crazy. Don't respond to the good morning text.
I don't go crazy, but like you might get like left on, not read. I probably won't respond to a good morning text till
That's
like,
offensive, by the way, being left on red. Especially if it's a heartfelt text. If it was sincere.
Okay, that's different.
That's offensive.
That's
That
different.
hurts.
But like if I feel like the conversation
You'll
isn't
get over
going
it.
nowhere, or like there's nothing else for me to say to what you're saying, you're getting left on red. I might throw a little like thumbs up, a little like, you know, when you heart the message. Might throw that in there. That's a response.
If you're
You've
lucky.
hurt a lot of feelings in your life. I could tell. Jesus Christ. Yo, shout out to the guys you hurt, yo. Prayers for them. I'm saying a prayer for them
Oh,
tonight.
God.
Because I feel like there's a lot.
It's a lot.
No, I don't think so.
Not a lot, but like, not like an OD amount, but like, I feel like
Yes,
you hurt some
genuinely
feelings.
hurt.
Damn it.
I mean, I don't, to my knowledge, I don't know of anybody that I like.
Because them niggas in therapy, they're in therapy
They
right now.
probably are. But I told them from the beginning, like, this is not what you want. I will literally tell guys, whenever they do the whole, oh,
To
can I
say
get
what
your
you
number?
want, to say what you want.
My first thing I say, I'm not shit, and I can guarantee you, if you was to text me, I still wouldn't text you back.
That sounds like something I say. I say
it
that
all
all
the
the time.
And it's not a deterrent. And then
Like, I ain't
they
shit,
still
nigga. I
like
don't
want to
want
pursue it.
you.
If I
Right.
tell you I'm problematic, why is it that encourages you to chase my problematic ass more? I'm telling you,
we
I'm
want
problematic.
those problems.
Because they always say problematic girls got good coochie. So, you know, you crazy bitches got good pussy.
It's not even just that. We want those problems. Like we want to see.
Because y'all
It's like an
bored.
ego thing. Like we want to
Yeah.
see if we can handle it and like
But you
prove
can't.
you wrong.
But I'm
Yeah.
telling you, you
Prove who wrong?
can't.
But how do you know if you won't respond to the good morning text?
That's what we
Fam,
say.
just respond.
Okay,
Like
when you want to text to Shay Mills, you text her, what up?
what up?
What up? That's it. What
Short
up?
and simple.
That's it. Nothing else.
No emo.
I don't
Nothing
like
emo.
Emojis, don't, what up?
No emojis.
No emo.
What are they there
Oh,
for?
wait, no, wait.
Nothing emotional.
like
in
emojis.
the
I'm
text.
I'm an emoji and gift person.
What
Like,
up?
My messages are straight
Eggplant.
gifts.
There you go.
Eggplant
No?
on the good morning.
That's a little. See, that's just a little.
What if you
You
look like
being
don't like-
presumptuous.
What if he was Idris? All right then. Okay.
That's not
Change the
fair.
Conversation. Then.
That's not fair. Like regular Joe Schmo in the street, right? Somehow he gets your number. He finishes that. He texts you good morning with the heart emoji. Is that getting a response? What day of the week is it too?
It don't matter. I'm probably just gonna respond with a "Hey, what's up?"
That's why you just.
That's
what
all
up?
we
You're
need.
bothering me. What
Even
is
if
it?
you don't want to talk, just let me know that you're still there.
What?
You know, I'm not saying you have to respond, but like to leave me on red if I didn't do anything wrong.
But I'm not. I never said that I leave those on, or I probably
Oh,
did say I left it
you-
on red.
you
I,
did.
I was
You
probably
did.
just being.
I got
dramatic.
offended for all the guys who got left on red. Like
Okay, no,
Did somebody
not
leave
left
you
on
on
red
read,
like
Jeff?
indefinitely.
I've been left on red plenty times.
Unless like you're
Yeah.
aggravating. If you've already previously aggravated me, I don't care how many times you text me good morning, beautiful. You could sing the high praises to my name. You're getting left on red because I don't want you contacting me. But I want you to
Heard you.
see that I see you speaking to me and I'm
Ouch.
choosing not to acknowledge you.
Pain.
How about everybody just take the
Such a
read receipts
Scorpio
off?
answer.
That's the
So
problem.
good.
Leave the read receipts off. I don't have none of my read receipts on.
Yeah.
For a reason. I don't need you to see I read your shit and didn't
I
want to
want
answer
you to
you
see it.
back.
That
I want you to
hurts.
see it.
That's so painful. Like, cause it's
Really
like,
isn't.
especially if I put like a
It's not
little effort into my text. Like it's like a paragraph or some shit. Like
Y'all hear some paragraphs, Jeff?
paragraphs are getting sent. Not in the morning, but like if we're having a conversation,
Top
like
of the morning.
the paragraphs are getting sent. Like you at least getting like two or three sentences. She's not even into it. She's like, I'm blocking this nigga already. Like, damn.
It's already blocking you.
I don't like thirst ball effort.
Okay.
Like I like somebody who's
I respect
good morning, big head. You'll probably get a couple crying faces out of me in a response more than
Because
good
if you
morning,
make them
beautiful.
laugh, you
I
get into
woke
the
up
pussy
thinking
a lot
about
quicker.
you, and I'm just so happy you're in my bruh. Can you please? It's
Dial
too
it down.
early.
Yeah, you can't do that
It's
all the
too
time.
early.
You gotta.
At all.
Yeah. No, you could do it. What if like someone
At
like
all.
calls you or texts you and just be like, "Yo, I saw your last shoot that you did. I didn't really fuck with it." Like honestly, would that get a response?
Yeah, I'll have a whole conversation. Like, what was it that you didn't like?
Now
Are you
you
saying
know,
they
guys.
did like it or they didn't like it?
They didn't like it.
Okay, so critique me. What was it that you didn't like?
Do you?
I mean, that's your personal opinion. But,
Right. So like you have a social media following, people in your live right now. How many people right now?
Not that I really don't. I'm not nearly as popular as people think.
Tell
I am.
me
It's
how many
only
people
four
are in the live
It's
right
only
now.
4 people right
Okay,
now.
so if those 4
Dedicated
people
watchers.
leave criticism on all your photos, does that affect your like your psyche a bit? Does that question your ability to take photos?
It would probably make me want to like see where I can improve at,
Mm-hmm.
but I wouldn't really take it to heart because photography is subjective.
That's true.
It's subjective. But just because you don't like it, oh, don't be the type to try and talk shit about my page. I go on your feed and you look like you use viscose filters. Like, no.
Yeah.
Please stay in your lane. Leave me the hell alone. Nobody told you to speak. Keep it moving.
One person told me one episode that I did was bad, and I cursed him out. It was someone I know. I had to because like you're not gonna tell me my shit is bad, yo. This shit is fire. Like you're not gonna tell me that. I'm just yo. So I just was curious because I feel like photographers like with the meticulous editing process, like I feel you guys try to get everything perfect. So I was curious if like little comments like that did like distract you. So
I'm not gonna lie. I find myself going to other people's work, and I'd be like, "Damn, I hate the way they did it."
All the time. But I keep it to myself. I don't go in the comments like,
Yeah, I would
this
never
is
go
bad,
into
ugly.
the
You
comments.
should have.
It'd be one of my big pet peeve is the frame. So I hate to see like extra bullshit in the back, like that little part.
Extra
They
bullshit?
should have just cropped.
well like
Okay, I get what you're saying.
You know
Like
what
a
I'm trying to say?
building or
Like,
something?
For me, it's all they had to do was straighten it. Like,
yeah, just a little.
oh
tack-
God, it
uh-uh,
trapped.
rolled in the
Tap
back
the
of my
straight
edges
button.
now.
y'all are
It drives
seeing
me
shit that
nuts.
normally people do not see.
Like right
Yeah.
now, this right here, it's bothering me because it's not straight. All you had to do was just.
That's my first time ever looking at that side of the room, and you pointed that out. Like what?
It's been,
What is
I've been
wrong with
staring.
it?
It has a hump, so it curves upwards.
Fam, I don't see it. Like,
I'm
what?
staring. Do you see it? Because I see it from this
Yes.
angle. It has like a small
Yeah.
like peak. Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to the owners of the company, and they will fix that for you. Because in case you want to come, Mike, please send an email. Please get that shit fixed, man.
Unacceptable.
Jesus
I
Christ!
just-
The aesthetics.
What are you seeing?
But no,
Okay,
it's
you
just
don't
one
have
of
a
those
good angle on
things.
it, but it's just like when looking at other people's pictures, like one photographer I'm really close with, like we text each other at work all the time.
Right.
He posted this one photo right when I was walking in, and it was a really, really dope black and white photo, like white backdrop, mostly white outfit, and I guess he had the guy sitting on like a plexiglass stool, but the way he edited it, you could barely see it, but if you looked close enough, you could see like the two edges of it, and I was like, bruh, that would have been so fire had you just edited out the stool, because the way he was sitting, he was kind of like doing this, so it looked like he was in like a half crouch, and it would have just looked very abstract. But I still said I was like, still fire, absolutely fire. I just would have preferred had you just like.
Take that part out.
The
That
little
way,
part.
yeah.
Oh, so you're
Give the illusion.
But I sent that to the DMs.
gotcha.
I didn't put that in the comments. But me and him have like a good back and forth, but like we critique each other.
So you work for a company. You're not
No.
independent? Oh no,
No,
you're independent.
independent.
Is that comfortable for you? Like, would you prefer to be working for a company?
It depends on the company. I would prefer to work with a brand or a company that I actually enjoy or like, because I don't really do well with pushing things and selling things that I don't like, because I'm real quick. When I was working retail, I'd have clients all the time, especially at Gucci.
Right.
Oh, what do you think of this top? And I'd look at them. I was like, do you want the real answer?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want, like, they were like, no, be for real. Take that shit off right now. And I would tell them just like that. And they'd start laughing. I'm like, bruh, what were you thinking? Absolutely not. You stay here. I'm going to go grab stuff for you, because what we're not going to do is this outfit right here. And I would literally just talk to them straight like that. But I would let them know, like, do you want the honest answer? Because I could finesse you, or I could be truthful. But I give you that. I need to know which shade you want me to bring out
Yeah.
first. I don't just, like, throw it out there.
How do I know which one I'm getting? Like, is it a certain time of day or full moon the night before? Like,
Depends. There's 7 shades. There's 7 different versions of me.
which
Seven.
one's here today?
I would say, like, the more, like, outgoing and just, like, goofy-ish one.
So tomorrow could be fucking serial killer shit.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So what is Shay looking forward to for the month of February? It's Black History Month. Like, who are some of the people you look up to?
Great question.
Like photographer wise?
Anyways, Black History Month. Take it for a spin.
I don't really have like when it comes to like celebrities or just people I look up to. I've never been one of those people who is like overly invested in somebody else's life. Like that's never made sense to me. So like for me, it's more when I'm scrolling and I casually find something that's really, really dope, I'll obsess over it for like days or weeks and then I'm over it. But like I don't have anybody where I'm like, I know they're dropping a project in 2 weeks and I gotta be the first one on it. Like that's just weird to me. Like I could take that same energy and be concerned about myself instead of trying to be up under somebody else.
I feel you. Jordan Peele's dropping his new horror project real soon, y'all.
Yo, that new poster is fire.
The poster
I'm
is
so
fire.
excited for that. Like
I'm
a black
just-
director, horror films. Like I feel like he's giving me something I've been waiting for a long time. I'm a really big horror fanatic, and I feel like I haven't been scared for a while. I'm ready to be scared. I want to have a nightmare.
What
Not tonight,
what
Jesus.
ruined that kind of sort of for me was somebody made the comparison of it.
Don't
You
say
guys-
it. Don't just forget about it. Don't say what you're about to say because you're not gonna ruin it for me. Okay?
No, not like ruin the plot or anything, but like someone compared it to. I gotta say it though because it's funny.
No.
Just say it,
It's
please.
funny.
I want
Okay, do you
her to
guys
get pissed
remember-
off.
Do you guys remember
Please.
the Proud Family?
Yes.
Remember the movie when they were like battling the like Peanut family?
Right.
Like that was like the copies of them. Someone made that comparison that like that movie is because you know how it's like the Jordan Peele is like the family and then like the own family is trying to like I don't know, it's weird. But someone
Right.
made that comparison. I'm like, I don't know if I can sit through that now.
I'll go in your place. I'm definitely excited to see that movie.
Me too.
I'm excited. I'm actually more excited to see Jordan Peele do the Twilight Zone. Like that was random when I
That was
even heard about it.
interesting,
He's like doing the. Is it like a reboot of the Twilight Zone? Jordan Peele's
I
hosting it.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I never heard.
yeah.
That'd be interesting.
I really didn't realize how creative that guy was. I saw Key and Peele, but like I thought that was like a collective thing, not just him
I love
individually.
his creativity. I feel like people need to explore every avenue of their creativity in general, because like reading her story, she started out with fashion school and then she went back home to Florida for a while, picked up her camera that was sitting on her shelf for a long time, and then she got into photography. You never know where you're gonna end up being a creative.
Right.
So I always tell people, writing is my first passion. So when people critique my pictures, I don't really care. When you critique my writing, I may punch you in the face and give you a black eye because I don't want to
Jesus.
hear shit you got to say about my writing. Not a goddamn thing.
What if you forgot like a comma and I tell you like,
I
yeah,
don't shut the fuck up.
oh okay,
Wow.
Keep your comma and your comment to yourself.
got it.
Because I know why I didn't put the comma there. Don't
I'm just saying it happens.
no, it don't.
All right. I'm a writer too. Don't attack me. I know.
Just
I'm
saying,
scared to
it
show
don't.
people my shit.
But you know what? You can't be scared neither because
I'm very scared.
I'm noticing now that I'm slowly starting to open up with my poetry and my short stories, and I'm getting a decent response. I'm getting a response that I didn't feel like I was ever gonna get, and I just want to tell you, don't be scared to put your writing out there because it may help somebody else.
Right.
Like you may not feel like it helps, but it may not be like a person in New York, or it could be somebody in Nevada or Ohio who just happens to go across like the Explore page.
Yes.
There you go.
Shout out to Instagram's Explore page because I never would have found your work.
And
Maybe I would have.
what's strange to me is like out of all photos, that was the photo that was on the Explore page.
I don't know if
That's not
they like what the algorithm is like. Maybe because I'm a big fan of photographers overall.
Mhm.
So maybe I was looking through a bunch of photographers that day, and maybe it just popped up that way.
Yeah, I don't know because it's not a post that I've ever like promoted. It's never really gotten that many likes. I just happen to like really love that photo, and that's one of the
dope.
creators of Rum Punch Punch. That's who that was in that
Oh, wow.
picture.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but I like out of all pictures to be floating on the Explore page, I'm like curious. I would like to know. IG's never gonna tell me, but like why that one?
Shout out to Instagram though for that though.
Yeah.
For the alley oop. So the main goal for this show is we try to provide entertainment, inspiration, and motivation each episode to kind of be that escape for people who suffer from like mental illness, depression, anxiety.
Mhm.
And I'm curious if you have any experience with depression or anxiety, and is photography your escape, or what do you do to get out of those moments if you suffer from that?
When I was living in Atlanta, I definitely used photography as an escape. Then a little bit in college too, but I do get anxiety, but mine is. It's not as like severe as people who have like everyday anxiety where like just it's constant for them. For me, it's usually if I'm genuinely like stressed out or freaking out about something, yes. Or for me, it's usually triggered by my migraines. So like I get frequent migraines, and the medicine that I take for it has caffeine in it. I don't really drink caffeine. So caffeine in my system is like cocaine. So I start like, I get the jitters. I start like shaking, trembling. Like at Gucci, I actually had a full-blown panic attack one day because someone thought it'd be funny to play a joke on me, saying that my best friend was lost in the city. Best friend from Florida had come to New York. Thought it would be funny to call as if he was the Uber driver and say like, oh, your friend left her phone in the Uber. She's never been to the city before.
Wow.
So I would have had no way to find her. So, and I had just taken the migraine meds on an empty stomach when he said this to me. So I literally started hyperventilating at work. Like I walked up to my manager. I was like, I need to leave. She's like, go outside for however long you want. And back then I used to have like my clothes underneath my uniform. I stood at the door with security where they checked me out, and I literally ripped off the uniform and ran outside. I was outside for like 45 minutes because I couldn't get control of my breathing again. Like I was shaking, I was crying. And I'm usually like, I hate crying. I don't like crying in public. But like I was literally standing on the side of like in Soho with all these luxury ass stores, like full blown meltdown because someone thought it'd be funny to play a joke on me while I was already having like a mini anxiety attack.
Wow.
And it just sent me like into full blown panic mode. Depression, I'm sure I've had it, but didn't realize it at the time, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like, you know, when you unpack your like past traumas and stuff, I feel like I've probably gone through that a couple times, but never realized what it was.
Have you been through any type of therapy? Have you considered therapy?
No, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I wouldn't want to just go to like any type of therapist. It would definitely have to be a black therapist if it's going to be anybody.
Gotcha.
I respect that. My therapist wasn't black, but he was a dude, a Spanish dude, through Talkspace, and for me, like the amount of like introspection that I went through, like in those sessions, like was just so healthy and important. It was necessary. I wouldn't be doing this today, like if I didn't have those sessions, honestly. And lost my train of thought. Oh, so like I guess it's fair to say that like I guess since you love doing photography so much. And it's just your passion, like you're hopping over those pitfalls. Like you don't have time to really be depressed, I guess, because you're doing what you love every day, right?
You'd be surprised. Like I have days and stuff where and my friends from back home, they know it because like I'll text them out the blue, and I've been really trying to work on being more open and affectionate when it comes to them because like I know that they know that I love them to death, but I don't say that enough. So I've been trying to get better at like communicating that, and there'll be times where like out the blue they'll get a random I love you text from me, and like we'll do a quick exchange, and they'll ask me like you good, and then I'll tell them in that moment like nah, I'm in a really shitty mood right now, da da da, and like we'll talk about it then. But I have a really hard time, and all my friends know me. I'm notorious for it. I don't ever ask for help. I internalize everything. Everything. I will end up homeless before I ask for help. And the few times that I have asked for help, it's because like it's the people who I know without a doubt, like they would never throw that back at me. Because that's my thing, is like that's a different level of vulnerability to me.
Asking for help?
Yeah. I guess you could say it's prideful. I'm like way too prideful for my own good.
Is that kind of why you're doing this through the independent route? I mean, maybe you haven't got the opportunity to work with the company you like. Is that why you're kind of still doing
Well, it's not even that. I guess I haven't tried to reach out to companies yet because I feel like my portfolio isn't where it should be in order to even be considered for those types of positions.
Worst they could say is no.
So.
Exactly. It's just go
I
out
think
there.
so.
And you know what's funny? I tell people that all the time, but do you think I listen to my own advice?
I think you should try it now. I think
Yeah.
what I seen on your Instagram is dope. I mean, I'm pretty sure you got even more stuff in your fucking computer. Like,
I have so much content that
Yeah.
I did and just never did anything with.
The perfectionist.
are you
Yeah.
waiting for like I guess a certain opportunity, like a certain shoot with a certain person to maybe have the confidence to go do that?
Not even. I just
You want the Fenty Savage deal, don't you?
listen. I would die.
Shit, I want the Fenty Savage deal. I don't know what that means, but it sounds great. Like,
want the Rihanna
No, I
deal.
think for me, it's just until I feel like my portfolio is where I need it to be. Because, like, right now, if you were to go onto my website, you'd see mostly, like, street shots. I'm now starting to try and teach myself studio and lighting and understanding that type of thing. Because that's the thing. If I was to do brand work, they're not really going to have me do too many, like, street things. They're going to want, like, studio shots. I can't work for a big brand, take over their whole visuals, show up to a studio shoot, and I don't know how to work the lights.
yeah.
So until I get at least the basics down, because then I can finesse it.
Mm-mm.
What?
Ice. I have a problem with ice. Don't think like that, because you have people who are there just for lighting.
Sometimes, yes.
So if your mentality is, oh, because I don't know lighting, I don't want to work for a company and do studio shoots, when you can hit up yourself, like put a ad on Craigslist, like, hey, I need so and so. Can somebody come in and do this for me for the day? You could get you an intern from a photography school who knows lighting to do that for you. So never say, oh, I don't feel comfortable doing this because I don't have this experience. That's how you stop your door.
Well, no, not even that. I believe I could finesse anything. That's
There
not.
we go. So
that's
finesse
not
it.
the case.
And that's just
I
that.
would just rather have, like, for me personally, have a solid, like the same reason why when people ask me, do you do video as well? I always tell them no. I can take a camera and shoot, and I've done video in the past, but because I'm not comfortable with how I would edit said video, I will not offer that as a part of my package right now. Right. Until I get to the point where, like, I feel like my equipment is rounded out enough to where I can do it properly. And I hate editing video. I hate it. It's so tedious.
It's really hard, yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I have a lot of video that I've never even edited because I just don't want to. But I take video, but not for people, just for myself.
See, I did for one of the Rum Punch Brunches. He wanted like a 1 minute recap video. This is when I think the second one I ever did, we went to Bermuda, and for 5 hours I tried to put together just 30 seconds of footage. Could not do it. Called up the homeboy in LA who does videography. He did it in an hour. Not even. I just had to send off all the footage to him, and he literally chopped it up and sent it back. I was like, see, this is why, like, now he does the same thing, because when he's doing a lot of, like, big gigs, like corporate gigs.
Okay.
And they keep asking him for photography, even though he's not really a photographer. So our exchange now is, like, he literally sends everything to be edited by me. So it's just, like, I'm not comfortable with it, so I don't want to offer it, and then let's say I make a jackass of myself. I'd just rather not.
Right. Are you big on, like, networking? Like, it seems like you're well connected with a lot of different people in different states.
I'm terrible at networking. So terrible at networking. I guess you could say I have a little bit of, like, a social anxiety. Like, I'm really not as social as I appear.
You fooled me.
I know.
You seem extroverted.
Yeah.
I'm, like, hella, like, if I was to go to a party by myself, guarantee I'd be posted up in a corner. Or, like, that's why I like when I go out, I like being the photographer of said event, because I don't have to talk to anybody. Yeah. I can literally just, like, snake through the crowd and take pictures. But, like, to just go somewhere where, like, I know no one who's there, like, it gets really, really overwhelming to me. And, like, I shut down. If you speak to me, I'll speak back and I'll crack my jokes. But, like, I wouldn't be, like, as I am now. I would be a lot more, like, reserved, because I go into Scorpio mode where it's, like, I need to watch everybody around me and see
your show,
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I'm strange. I literally am, like, an introverted extrovert.
Are you comfortable with that part of you, or do you want to change that?
I'm pretty comfortable with how
I respect it. Shit. I respect it. Like, I don't like interacting. I mean, I've kind of been forcing myself doing this podcast with people I'm meeting for the first time, like, to get that extroverted side out, because, you know, people look at you a certain way, but you just don't really say shit.
Yeah,
and I don't like,
don't trust you.
Basically. Yeah, I don't like you motherfuckers judging.
Yeah, I don't like quiet people. I go out my way to bother quiet people.
So, like, when people say that to me, I just hand them my card for the podcast, but, like, yo, I'm not like that all the time. Just listen to my podcast.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's fair to say that's one of your Achilles heels. Like.
Yeah, I'm terrible when it comes to networking. Like, I'm awful for the most part.
You want to change that at least? Like, I mean,
I know I need to, but, like, it just. It
just
gets so overwhelming, because for me it's like, I don't want to, hi, I'm a photographer, you should hire me. Hi, I'm a photographer, you should, like, I'd rather it be a genuine connection. Like, we met accidentally, we chopped it up at a bar, got to talking about things. Yo, what do you do? And I happen to show you work. Oh, this is dope, we should do da-da-da-da. I prefer, like, a genuine interaction over just being like, hey, I'm a photographer, I'm desperate for work, you should hire me, I'll do anything for free. Like, it's just weird to me.
That
like,
is weird, yeah.
It's so fake, and I don't know how to be fake. My face is too expressive for me to be fake. I can't.
I've seen that multiple times throughout this evening, especially when I mentioned yeah, I'm not even gonna go back to it, because I don't want to see the face again. How has 2019 been so for you so far? Like, have you noticed any changes in your life at all? Or start to any changes?
I mean, this was like a first. Like I've never, like how what I said in the email. Like I always feel like I live in like my own little bubble, and like I put out my work, I take my pictures, but like I don't really expect anybody to see it, anybody to notice it, or anybody to actually like fuck with it. Like I don't ever expect that. So to have someone like reach out and be like, "Hey, I'm a fan," I'm like, for what? I'm not doing nothing. I'm making this shit up as I go. Or like when people are like, "Yo, I'm proud of you." For what, bro? I think I literally have $40 in my bank account right now. Like, I'm not the one you want to be proud of.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. Please don't look to me for that.
But it's an inspiration for you because you probably are somebody that they look up to because you're following your dreams and you're chasing your dreams, whereas they probably still don't have the courage to look their dream in the face.
They want to emulate that.
And that
They wanna
email
be
wasn't bullshit.
themselves.
Like, I'm genuinely a fan of people who like could do things well that I can't do. Like,
When you get an email from Jeff and he's just like he's a fan, okay?
dead ass. Like, I really.
The petty podcaster's a fan.
Come on, don't say my nickname. Let me say it, please. That's still not even a solid nickname. I might change that shit again.
It's okay.
I mean, yeah.
I can't give myself a nickname. When y'all have to give me a nickname.
I'm really sad because I had this, my original like social media nickname was Curvella DeVille.
Ooh.
Oh.
I had
Okay.
to change it.
Curvella.
Yeah,
That's-
Curvella.
Yeah,
Very
that's on
curvy.
par with all the
Mhm.
guys who.
I was
got
sad. I felt like I needed to move on from it, so now it's Shay the Shooter, which, for obvious reasons, but like I really liked my last nickname. I really, it was to the point. People knew, like,
Don't even try.
yes, and that's what I wanted.
If they didn't know before, they know for sure now. Don't send her a good
Try.
morning text. You could try with an emoji. It may work. It may not. Depends which one.
I just,
She may want you to take her to dinner for Valentine's Day, but nothing fancy.
oh no, don't take me to no fancy restaurant. I eat like a toddler.
Wendy's?
I genuinely, I mean, can we do like Chick-fil-A, like,
We can go to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
but like. All that, like, if I can't read the menu and like know what the ingredients are, in it, don't take me. Matter of fact, take me to Fridays. I love Fridays. Let me be
2 for
basic and
$20?
happy.
This one here.
Yo,
He ready.
any
Let's
listeners out
go.
there, we're going to shout out her Instagram at the end. Hop in her DMs. Me, possibly, if you're in the NYC area, take her to Fridays. 2 for $20. Let's go.
Oh my god.
I will not be upset at all.
I respect that.
Criticize her work, you have a better shot.
Tell her shit's
Gently.
trash.
Gently.
Oh, that's too aggressive.
Too aggressive, yes.
So what are your goals for 2019?
I definitely want to. I'm getting ready to knock out one of them later this week. I've never actually done like a full production shoot of any kind. Like usually it's just like me and the model. We're like out in the street somewhere.
Yeah.
Like yesterday I was on my rooftop shooting. But I've never done anything where like I had a stylist, I had like a creative
Makeup artist,
director,
yeah.
a makeup artist. So I'm sad she's not on here right now. There's a chick coming up from Texas, Bree Jones. She's a creative director, and she hit me. She's like, "Yo, we've been following each other on Twitter. I'm coming to New York. Do you want to knock out some shoots with me?" I was like, fuck yeah. So like I'm really excited because we are actually doing like a lifestyle shoot for a brand, like a New York designer here.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
cool.
Yeah, so that's my first time doing anything like on that scale.
That check getting cut?
Nah, we're both doing it like just
Oh,
yeah.
off the love. And
Mhm.
That's dope. I respect it.
Love and exposure.
That's
Yeah.
great. Okay. It's going to be on your Instagram
Good
maybe, right?
networking.
Okay, so I'm
Yeah,
definitely
Can't
going to look
wait
into
for
that.
it.
Can we get into some current events? Because Lainey and I, we spoke about the Jussie Smollett situation.
Oh, yeah. That bullshit.
Yeah.
Some more details came out recently that's kind of suspect. Would you like to,
Go for it.
I just don't.
set the
I feel like
stage?
it's just something really fishy with that story.
The
What do you
nigga
mean?
waited.
In
He waited
Chicago.
45 minutes to call the cops. He
Yeah.
called Lee Daniels
You know what
first.
it was?
Stop
You know what I
it.
feel like
He
it
did.
was? I feel like it was a booty call going wrong. Like niggas
Somebody
ain't want.
said that. Joe Budden said that.
Yeah, niggas ain't
Someone
want to
said that.
pay.
Shout out Joe.
Like he ain't want to pay for his booty, and then niggas beat his ass. Cause it's funny. Like so, niggas is just walking around Chicago, and I'm not saying it cannot happen. You have a noose, you have Clorox, you happen to beat his ass, but then he's in concert 2 days later. Face don't look too bad. He don't look too swole. He don't look like he really got an ass whooping that he needed to go to the hospital for. So it was just like, I think what happened was, it's like Chris Brown and Rihanna. If Rihanna didn't have the face that she had, she would have went to the Grammys the next day, and nobody would have known her and Chris Brown got into altercation the night before.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like because he had a show, he didn't know whether or not his face was gonna puff up or not. So it was just like, let me just, what's the word I'm looking for? Let me just save ass and just report it this way, just in case my face does get puffy and I have to answer to why I look like this. Because it's just something really fishy about the story. And then when they released the what the suspects look like, you don't see what they look like. They look kind of black in a sense, but I don't want to really say that. But they did look of a person of color. They did not look white.
Right.
So, and then we don't hear nothing else about it.
And I think it initially came out, they said his ribs were broken. It takes a minimum to 6 weeks for your ribs to recover.
But
right?
then you was on stage in 2-3 days. So
And he's back to work at Empire like earlier this week.
Exactly. So it's just like, nigga, just be real. Your booty call went wrong.
He called himself the gay Tupac.
What?
He said that on stage. And he was reading like some statement that I guess he was acting like he wrote down, but he had cue cards on the stage kind of explaining his experience.
That's so whack. It's just something about the situation that just makes it so whack. I've always liked Jesse, but never because of Empire. He was actually on this Netflix movie I saw a few years ago about Pride in New York. And it was just like him and his other four African American friends
Right.
It was a movie. And I've always known he was gay from then. And then when Empire came out, that he tried to play he tried to come and say, oh, he wasn't gay. And I'm just like, nigga, it's okay to be who you are. I understand, like, sometimes you don't want to come out of the closet when you're in the corporation and you're in this business because you don't want to be typecast. Yeah.
Right.
So, you don't want to just do the gay roles, and I understand that. But it's just like, my guy, I don't know. It's just something funny about Jesse. Love him.
I've read
but
that
there's something funny about this situation.
I never trusted anyone in Hollywood, but I read like Hollywood was like founded like by the mob like initially. So of course like there's some big money flowing around. So I feel certain stories and certain things he just put out there if there's money on the line, right? So if like you said, like it could have been some gay dudes like who was fucking with or whatever, like fucked him up, like of course someone's gonna drop some bread to hide that story because I mean one is embarrassing, it's bad for his brand. And then two,
how do you
like,
call Lee Daniels first and not the police? That's
fam,
just
I'm not
weird.
calling Lee Daniels for anything. Like,
Oh,
even if I work with him, like,
Like, that's just weird.
I mean, it's weird, but in the same way, it's the same reason why, like, rape victims,
That's
9 times out of 10, they don't.
That's different.
It's really not. It's assault. It's assault.
Okay, I'll give you that.
So it's the stigmas, like it's the shame of it. Like you're more concerned about how this is gonna reflect back on you.
More reason
than
why I
it
think he
is-
got beat up because he ain't paid the prostitute bill.
you try to get a freebie?
You know, it's more reason why I think he got beat up. When you say it like that, okay, more reason for me to think how I feel. Like somebody ain't paid that bill, and they got that ass whooped. And they called Lee Daniels. He was like, hey, you the one who gave me the service.
Oh my God.
Ouch. Ouch.
I'm just gonna bite into this mini cupcake.
My whole thing is like, fam, like, I didn't even know he's a performer. I thought the Empire shit was just fake. But he's actually on stage, people in the crowd, and he's trying to explain what happened.
He's
Like,
not that great of a singer, but okay. See,
he
I
had
guess
people
I'm
in
a
the crowd.
hater because somebody told me that recently I'm a hater, but it's just I guess I'll be the Starbuck Wilder show. I don't care. But Jesse can't sing to me neither. Like just stick to acting, my man.
God, he can act. Like I've seen like the first
As
season
long
of
as he
Empire.
play a gay man, Lord forgive me.
Okay. Oh, okay. You don't like Jesse apparently.
I like his sister.
He is. I didn't
Dirty.
even know he had a sister till just now.
It's like 12 of them
Your
niggas.
siblings.
12.
What's the whole tribe of them?
They was all in
The
films.
Smolletts?
Yeah,
Fuck
they had
outta
their own
here.
little show.
I think it's gonna come out that this shit is fake, honestly. Because if there's no security footage by now, then it's just like
Well, they did
They
find,
did find
but
it.
it was very.
it was blurred. But
Yeah.
Mm.
They had to look
Some
far and
legit
wide
shit.
For it, apparently.
Mm.
I'm off
He
it,
ain't pay.
man.
He ain't pay the boozy boy. He should have paid him.
Terrence Howard, go talk to this nigga, man. See what's up. Did y'all hear about the Liam Neeson situation where he admitted he was
I
racist?
refuse to even give that any. Like I
Yeah.
read it. I've read snippets of it. I did not read the full article. I'm just so tired of the fair folks and their shenanigans
Right.
that I literally opened it and was like, I don't want this on my spirit today, and closed right back out of
That's
it.
like when I first saw what movie was it? Sarafina. I was, ready to go outside. Like, damn, this ain't life.
He
Next
said
white person to talk to me, I'm gonna go off. Like, don't say
That was
nothing
me after
to
Get
me.
Out. I went to Get Out. I went and sat outside. This is Disney World. I was at it's called Disney Springs. No, it's called Disney Springs, but we call it PI. So it's basically like a big shopping complex. It has like a bowling alley, movie theater, everything.
Okay.
So I was sitting outside of it because like it's a good like people watching area, and I'm sitting there.
People
Just got
watching.
out the movie. And then, like, I think there was, like, this white family that had, like, walked up behind me. And I don't know what they said, but I literally turned and looked at them like this. I said, oh, no, it's time to go.
And that's when you came to New York?
I probably moved to New York maybe, like, 8 months later.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Get Out. That was a good one.
But he basically said that one of his friends came home and told him that, like, she was raped by a black man.
Mind you, this was 40 years ago.
Right.
But regardless.
And
40 years ago, okay.
40 years ago. But why are you telling the story? Even if a question
Yeah, why
was
are you
asked,
telling
like,
the
have
story
you ever
now?
been
No,
in a
because it's
position of
like-
revenge. Like, why are you telling that story from 40 years ago about your best friend being raped? Why? I'm sorry, I got angry. I don't know
No,
why.
keep going. But like the movie Cold Pursuit is like based off revenge. I think 'cause, like his wife gets killed, and then he was trying to tie that into like his personal experiences of wanting revenge and shit.
That's some bullshit, cold shit. I don't like
And it's kind of like it brought me back to like the Emmett Till situation, right? Like I think the woman's name was like Caroline Bryant. Like she said that he did it, and then it turned out like she was bullshitting.
I feel like she could serve the rest of her elderly ass life in jail.
Yeah, so like I feel like maybe
Ain't she on her deathbed or something?
That's fine. You could be on deathbed in jail.
I don't want to speak for like any woman's experience like after getting raped, but I feel like it's really traumatic. Like your head's all over the place. You're trying to wrap your head around that. So like the first thing you say is what you believe it is, but it may not be what it is. You know what I mean? So her telling him that and then him patrolling the streets to go into black neighborhoods and hope somebody would try him is just fucking sick.
But
Like
he did say that feeling of revenge, that same feeling that, elicited from the event.
yeah.
He said if she had said it was somebody else, if it was an Irishman or a Scotsman or whatever, he'd have the same energy, essentially.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe that at all.
I don't believe it.
It's fucked up because like I keep getting put in positions with people I actually like Michael Jackson. I used to like R. Kelly. Now Liam Neeson. I fuck with Liam
What
Neeson.
did Michael Jackson do?
He touched some.
You don't know what he did.
Come on.
I thought he was. Free of all charges.
But a kid literally described his dick. A new documentary is coming out with victims who like were personally like close to him. It's called Neverland or some shit. Premiering at Sundance, 4 hours long.
I
They
think
also
that's just
testified
bullshit.
for him, though.
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
That's
testified
why
for
I'm just
him,
like, no.
and then apparently they tried suing him, and then years later,
Yeah.
and then that got
Because
thrown
the money
out of
ran
court.
out. The money
So,
ran out, right? So
nah,
families is
exactly.
mad, so they want money.
Mm-mm.
Like I don't want to sit here and buy any of that.
No.
Like these are our black artists who cannot defend themselves because they are now dead.
Wouldn't
and
they have
deceased.
taken Michael's kids away? I'm sorry. Wouldn't they have taken his damn kids away at some point? At some point, isn't there a situation where
There
you
we
have
go.
too
Mike had a
much
lot of
fucking
money.
But he
Wait,
had
no
three-
matter
Mike
how
had a
much
lot
money
of
you
money.
have,
He also
rather,
had 3 kids. Now, not for nothing, but she's saying it's true. If you are put in a situation where you are touching other kids, your kids is being removed from the home. Now, if ACS taught us anything in New York, they take kids out for everything.
Right.
You mean to tell me Michael Jackson kids ain't get taken away?
Let's be clear though. Like this is still, it's not that far long ago, but like it's still a different time, right? So
But it was still in the height of ACS. It was still in the height of where kids was being taken out the home for everything. Because I feel like
nobody's taking Michael Jackson's kids away. The king of pop. No one's taking his kids away if he tosses a check, no matter what amount it is. If it's
nigga
probably
ain't
more than
have
what
a
they're
check to
getting.
toss, though. People forget. Did you watch the
didn't have
Lifetime
that much
movie of
money
Michael
at the
Jackson?
time.
He didn't have that much money. My man was broke.
That's why he was doing the concert. The concert in
That's why he
England.
had
I
to
didn't-
come
I
back
didn't
because
see this. No, I did
he-
not see
He
this.
didn't have any money. The money was gone because of that. The last time he had to go to court, he paid off everybody. There was no more money.
Mhm.
Mike had no more money. Mike died a broke man, just about.
My mind is blown right now. I'm disappointed in Mike, man.
But this is you had Neverland. Neverland cost money. Lifestyles cost money. Like you want to give your kids the world. It just costs money. And then that's another thing. He was Michael Jackson, so places was giving him credit. Like, okay, it's Michael Jackson,
Right.
but he didn't have the money. That's like with Whitney too. She was better off. Like, and if you let me tell the story, she made more money. She was better off in Clive's eyes dead than alive. He could milk her better dead than he could alive.
Most artists, that's the case.
Because she
Right.
couldn't sing no more. She couldn't do her shit no more. She was fucking up that Grammy weekend. It was just like, I have to think about how can I stop hemorrhaging money? Kill a bitch.
My perception of Michael Jackson has always been like, I felt like he grew up way too fast, so he never had a real childhood, right? So I feel like he psychologically still identified as a little kid. So I feel like he
I
could
thought he
think
said that.
he
Yeah,
did. So
definitely.
I feel like he could,
And I don't think he touched
if he
little kids.
if he was touching those little kids, I feel like he didn't think it was wrong though.
Sorry, I do. I
Huh?
believe he liked pussy.
You
I
think
do.
Mike liked pussy?
Yes, I think he liked it very much, but we don't believe that he liked it.
But I just don't. For some reason, I don't know. But when it comes to Michael, I would not get with everybody's bandwagon and say he touched some little boys,
Might just
what
keep now.
kids, whatever. I just can't. I think he.
Why
was
can't
just-
we have the same energy for the same people like that are accused of R. Kelly? Like if these are little boys,
Situation. It's apples and oranges.
it's assault though. Like why can't we
Assault.
why
I'm
can't we
not-
believe
okay.
the survivors? Like,
So,
I never said I didn't believe the survivors. I'm not saying like.
but it seems like you're kind of discredited. Like you're not even trying to hear it. Like
No, who? Michael Jackson or R. Kelly's people?
the survivors of of Michael Jackson's assault. Like
where are they at?
Where they
they're in
at?
this new documentary.
The
There's
same
two-
ones
The
that
two
money's
of them.
gone.
testified for
Okay,
him,
but this is
right?
what
The
you
same
have to
ones?
understand. The money is gone. If they were still getting the money, there will be no damn documentary.
What's the motivation?
Because you
Exposure.
Because
Like
they
this
try
needs to
to
be a
get-
story.
if
These
you
stories
got-
need to be told.
Okay, but if
I'm
you got paid to tell a lie, and you was keep on getting paid to tell a lie, and the money got ran up, but now you want to get paid to tell the truth, I don't give a damn.
I just think we should
Because
keep the
whether
same
you was-
energy no matter what type of assault. Like we should hear these victims, these survivors, no matter what,
I'm with you
male
on that
or
one.
female.
I'm with you on that one.
Why is it? Why are we just automatically discrediting it? And that's also why equally men who get raped they don't come out. They feel comfortable now to come out.
Well, I don't know.
Sorry, I'm just saying.
I don't know how men get raped though. Your dick still gotta get hard.
Fam, if
It's,
Terry
it's
Crews,
an adrenaline rush. All it is just blood flow.
But I hear you though.
have you seen Friday After Next? Terry Crews almost raped Ice Cube and Mike Epps. He was 3 times their size. He could just overpower them. It's a power
Wait,
thing,
You said when men rape other men?
or just in general. Like,
Oh.
yeah,
That's I'll stay by when women rape men.
I don't know. I never really thought about that. I feel like, yeah, your dick got to get hard, but you can still have sex with a soft dick. It just won't be as pleasurable for the woman.
I don't see how that's possible.
I feel like some people have made it work. I don't know for sure, but I feel like I'm just saying.
You got
All
drunk
I'm saying
with-
is to wrap up this Michael Jackson thing. I feel like we should just hear everybody's story.
I don't know.
Let me explain.
Keep
to
the same
you how
energy for
those that
any
are-
party.
Yeah.
That documentary, they've been heard. They were heard over and
Exactly.
over. I'm old. They've been heard.
It's just
I don't know
something
if it's the
about
same
that
people.
one.
I don't know if
It's
it's
the
the same
same
people.
folk. Same
It is
people.
just-
Same people. Same people.
I don't know.
I
Wait,
don't
didn't
believe it. But
I
I
could
don't.
have sworn I read somewhere
I
that
know
they're
nobody.
extending the R. Kelly documentary. I didn't watch it.
We don't.
at
I
all.
didn't watch it at all,
I
but we
didn't
don't
watch it
need
at
to
all.
extend
Haven't.
anything because it's just like when it comes to the R. Kelly documentary, everybody. And my stance has always been the same thing. Everybody is at fault. From the people who, even us,
Yeah.
from years ago when the tape first came out,
And everybody
and
was
we
like,
laughed about it and we
Yeah.
didn't rally it. Like we're at fault. We let this man continue
to
with
be an
everything.
egomaniac.
So it's
Fucking-
just like I don't care how people want to say, "Oh, I'm canceling." I'm like, okay, then cancel the whole world, bitch. Cancel Hollywood. Cancel every fucking body, because
Yeah.
everybody has to be canceled now. If we're gonna cancel R. Kelly, and I'm not saying we shouldn't cancel R. Kelly, let's be mindful and cancel everybody. That's the
a lot
case.
of people.
We gotta cancel Jay-Z for looking at Beyonce when she was 16.
Mhm.
We canceling everybody. Everybody. Everybody nasty old ass is canceled.
The
Russell
whole,
Simmons
man.
ass is canceled.
Oh yeah, he's hiding.
And not because not
He's
because he
hiding.
got
hiding right
not
now.
because he got charged with the whole Me Too and got accepted the Me Too movement, because he was dating 18 and 19-year-old girls
Yeah.
before it was even popping to do.
Mhm.
The fact that it was ever popping is
The
nuts.
fact that it was ever popping
He
was crazy.
waited for Kimura to get older, didn't he? Didn't
He
wait for her to
did.
get to 21 or something like that?
He's another one. He
I
waited
know.
for Kimura to get older. So it's just like, if we about to cancel R. Kelly, we gotta cancel the whole industry. Everybody gets canceled. Clive Davis' ass gets canceled. L.A. Reid ass gets canceled. Was it Clive Davis who wrote the books about he was making niggas suck his dick before? Who was it? Who was making? It was somebody who was saying who was.
What book you read?
That's what I'm trying to figure
Is that on Amazon? like the fuck?
Kylie Park gets canceled because look at Soldier Boy ass, he's fucked up.
Yeah.
Chris Stokes gets canceled. Look at Immature on B2K, jacked up. Everybody
Omarion.
getting
Yes.
canceled.
And a lot more people get canceled for shit that's way deeper that we don't even know.
Exactly. Everybody got get canceled. Swiss Beats get canceled. No, you don't get canceled because you saved Mashonda. But whoever raped Mashonda get canceled. So that's Rough Riders and whoever. Like people everybody getting canceled. Everybody gets canceled. Everybody.
I hear you.
So you ready to cancel everybody?
Jay-Z?
Jay-Z gets canceled.
Hov?
Canceled.
Damn, Hov.
Canceled.
I can't think about it. I guess I have to. It's
Everybody
What
gets
has to get done?
canceled.
How come nobody's canceling Fabulous?
what Fab do? Oh, from like
on his
She married. She
Because she
married
go
his
back
ass.
to him
Like
or
we
something?
can't cancel him. She
Well, not even that. I
She
mean,
like it. She love it. She like it. We love it.
what did Fab do?
beating his wife.
Oh,
She like it.
what
We
was
love
that?
it.
Oh, that was like I thought it was like alleged, like because they didn't
No,
clear
it's
it up.
been for years, but
But if she like
that
it,
was
we
just
love
the
it.
most,
I ain't about to
blatant thing
stop
that
you
happened.
getting your ass beat, bitch. So you can beat my ass when he finished beating your ass. I don't think so.
Cancel culture is a crazy thing. Like so so everyone is just that's it.
Everybody's canceled.
Fuck everybody.
And this is my thing. Everybody's so quick to cancel somebody. Bitch, cancel yourself. Cause your kid at home hungry. You chasing this $5 ass nigga dick. Go cancel yourself, bitch.
Well, because of cancel culture, am I the only one who's like, I've been taking keywords, especially for my Twitter, because I've been reckless on Twitter, but like trying to make sure that none of these like old young and dumb tweets like I'm nowhere near famous or anything, but I don't need them to be out there to be pulled up to be canceled later.
All my shit come up. Cause I'ma stand by everything I said. I'm pretty sure everything I said was probably some whole shit back then. I
Yeah.
still stand by it.
It was like whole shit, just like nothing completely out of pocket, but you know, people take the smallest thing and be like, "Oh,
turn it
she
into
said da
something
da da da."
Yeah.
Like I just to get around all that, I've been slowly like when I find somebody else who's been canceled for tweets using certain words, I will literally go back in the search bar, put my name, those keywords, and make sure I ain't got shit in line with that.
Nah,
I'm
like
pretty sure, like when I get popping and my first skin spot opens up, Jewish women's not gonna come to my place because they're gonna remember something I said about her. I'm like, this fucking bitch.
how you felt
I've said
isn't
a
how you
couple,
feel.
damn.
Like
I don't think. Did I tweet it? I gotta check
Huh?
that.
I don't think how you felt is like how you feel like in that day. Like even
Nah,
the whole
that's
Kevin
not-
Hart thing.
nah.
Like I don't think Kevin Hart is out here still spewing
Kevin Hart's a
homophobic
bitch-ass
shit.
nigga.
You hate Kevin.
You know this. I'm gonna tell you something. Because a few weeks ago, me and my friends went out for drinks, right? And there was this guy at the table. He was just like caping for Kevin, and I'm looking at him. I'm just like, you must be an ain't shit nigga. Come to find out, by the end of the night, he was the most glorifying ain't shit nigga in the world. Like the girl he was with, beautiful girl, like really good girl. But he was just playing her all crazy. Then watching her then like tell a sad story. I'm just like, this is why he was caping for Kevin. He is Kevin.
I just don't think I've never said anything like homophobic or anything, but I'm not taking back anything I've ever said on this podcast. Like
Yeah,
I
don't
feel
take
like I've
shit
said some
back.
shit.
You said what you said.
Yeah, I mean I'm jaded about my experiences. So like when I speak about white people, I'm only speaking from my experiences with older white people that I've had negative experiences with. Not
Yeah.
really
I'm not really
every
taking
white
that
people.
back.
Yeah.
I'm not taking
Yeah,
fair folk can get all the smoke.
damn, all of them.
All of that.
I mean, I won't say all of them, just the ones that I personally have interacted
Well, that's
with.
what I mean. Like,
yeah,
if I sent the smoke out, the fire will follow, and I'm not taking it back.
for sure.
I don't think I have any problems. Well, I mean, I say that.
I feel like we're all about to go home and search our Twitter name and right now our tweets.
You know, I
Clean it
canceled
up.
my Twitter page a long time ago when I got my ex-wife. So yeah,
I will never leave that platform.
I miss it though. 'Cause I tried to get back on. I said, God damn, it's not the same. I gotta get all my followers back. And I had a really nice little healthy going. But again, I got married.
And when I say Twitter, I mean like Black Twitter.
No, yeah, Black Twitter. Yeah,
Black
like
Twitter,
ju-
yeah.
just to
I
get
remember
like
when Black Twitter would first start out, before Taxstone got famous, before all those other people got famous, and now.
Fab. I mean, we just be on Fab was on Twitter. I feel before everybody talking that shit. Like I feel like he's like the head of Black Twitter. If you want to believe.
Fab, you want?
What?
In my experience, in early Twitter, Fab was like the one really cracking jokes on everybody. In my experiences,
I
Fab.
think there was. I would say
First I
this.
saw it.
I think when it comes to Black Twitter, I want to say Brooklyn kind of ran it. In
That's
a
fair.
sense.
That's fair.
I will say that. So I don't think I've ever followed Fab because I'm one of the type of people like J.
Fab and
Cole.
blocked.
I love him, but I don't follow him. What the fuck you need my following for? Nigga, I'm number one fan. I don't need.
I don't really follow celebrities or like
Yeah, I don't really need
artists
to
or
follow you.
anything
Like
like that.
celebrities and stuff like that, I don't follow you.
my page is the perfect balance between ratchet and righteous.
Yes.
I get my jokes.
What's the
And I get my
ratio?
news.
What's the ratio between the ratchet and
Um,
righteous?
Mostly ratchet.
I believe that. I don't think you're lying to me.
Mostly ratchet, and
Got
then
it.
you know I do follow like some activists and other stuff, so I could keep like up on community.
Keep the
news and,
balance.
like,
Keep that
that
balance.
type of stuff. But like if I follow you, it's because you contribute to my timeline. Same thing with my IG. My IG is almost strictly other creatives, like photographers, tattoo artists. Not even really music people, because I'm the least supportive music person you could ever meet. Like, don't send me your SoundCloud link. I swear to God,
I hate
That doesn't work. That's not like a good pickup line. Like, yo, can you check out my music?
If Aaron Bookard was on this live right now, he would tell you I have blocked my own homeboys for sending me their SoundCloud links. And I had him blocked for months accidentally on purpose.
Do not send her your SoundCloud. She does not
Damn.
wanna hear
Even
it.
the SoundCloud rappers can't get in your life?
No.
But they're on the come up just like you.
I don't
They're
want their comments.
creatives. They're creatives.
They're artists and they're sensitive about their shit.
Jesus.
I mean, they are,
Christ.
but still, it's like, because you want me to like push your music, but the thing is one, you don't push my shit. You not
How
over
you know?
here.
You don't see it.
I see it because I'd get the notification if you was pushing it.
But there's people out here posting your shit, not tagging you. They're pushing it in their own way, just not tagging you.
Then you're not pushing it the right way, because you should be tagging me so niggas can get to me afterwards.
Look, I'm just
Like,
trying to help the people who not getting responses. That's it.
And then you want me to push your stuff,
Yeah.
but it's not even that good.
Oh.
Ooh, baby. I don't know. Pushes in my head now. So
Speaking of canceling people right quick, I want to cancel.
dig up on this.
I don't want to say it again because he had the biggest comeback of 2018, but Meek Mill, man.
Why
Yeah.
you doing that? Watch
Because
out.
Meek on that fucking activist shit saying don't fuck with the NFL, but then a post was posted like
That's all them black niggas.
him at a fucking
the
after
Super
party
Bowl.
at the Super Bowl. I'm just like, yo, fam, don't try to hit me with the
That
conscious
was
shit,
all
but
of
you're really
Atlanta.
there. Like, I hate people like who just fake like half-ass support shit, like movements. Like they only tweet about it, but they don't really fuck with it.
Social media. That's everybody.
You niggas are sick. Fuck social media.
Ooh.
I mean, I'm not like a big activist. I'm not in the streets. I'm not a big advocate for like.
But you ain't watch football all season. And goddamn, if somebody else is watching football, did you watch football this season?
No.
You see, that's why Jeff is mad. He's just like, God damn it, I stuck with the revolution, and you fucking
Yeah.
niggas is out here at the after party.
Yeah, I'm not really big. I'm not a big advocate for protesting, like as far as in the streets or even online. But like, I feel like we should just do more.
Do more, you right.
Yeah, just do more. Like,
support black businesses, support
Yeah.
small, but
Support black
small,
creatives.
yeah, black creators. Support your people.
yeah.
Do what you mean.
Stop asking for discounts. If my shirt is $25, my shirt is
Oh, the
$25.
They be hitting you with
God,
discounts for the
this-
shoots.
bruh.
Let me get $25 off for the next shoot. What do you say to that? Like, let me just. What do they say?
It's not even that they okay. So don't ask for like a discount, but like, especially when it comes to friends, I'm already probably telling you a slightly lower price than I would normally charge someone else.
Heard you.
Don't factor that.
But they'll double back and be like, ah, damn, I really only have da da da.
Mm.
Why are you talking to me?
I just gave
'Cause
you
it's
the
so-
homie discount.
Because it's all I have.
Okay, but I mean,
They could be
then,
lying.
Then yeah.
So I gotta show you my bank account, give you proof how much money I
But you
got.
could be lying. You
No,
could be
but I
lowballing
just saw you
something,
popping
right?
bottles in the club.
Like, come on.
You ain't see me.
You got it.
Okay, we're role playing right now. I'm one of your friends. You ain't see me in the club. What are you talking about?
So you wasn't on your IG story and Snapchat? Like
That
24
was
hours
I mean,
ago?
I
Lower
was
them
there. You
bottles.
could get in the club without spending. Like once you're in there, you could spend to get in, but you're already in there. I'm not. How you know I was popping bottles? Because I was around people popping bottles. Why are you accusing me of doing shit I didn't do? Why can't you just give me the homie
Why
discount?
can't you?
Yeah.
Why you gotta ask for the homie discount? I gotta
Exactly.
eat too.
But fam, I'm still giving you money. It's just not what you want. Like you're still eating. You're just not eating a full meal.
I'm not eating because then it starts with the homie discount,
get a
right?
snack.
It starts with the homie discount. Then it turns into, oh well, can I get a couple more edits? Oh, can I get your raw files?
Can I?
Do
Oh,
not. You
can
cannot
can
touch
you
my raw file.
Someone put me on game. They're like, you want my raw files? Triple my rate.
Exactly.
Run it.
You cannot touch my raw files. That's mine.
You photographers.
And don't
crazy.
tag me out. Like, if I
They
give you the
know
raw
they
files,
were.
don't tag me in the shit.
Please, because that's your
Lord
edit.
knows what you
I
did.
get
to
it.
That's
it.
your edit.
I heard you.
I did not touch that edit.
I respect it. I respect it. So no homie discounts, full price, all around.
If you were truly my homie, you would know off rip that I'm already giving you the homie discount. So you wouldn't even try and finagle and haggle and argue my price.
How do I know though? Like I mean,
Because
I'm not
you
in
would,
your business like
you
that.
would know me.
Gotcha.
You would know that's how I operate.
Gotcha.
So by you claiming to be the homie and then after I say my already lowballed price, you tell me like, that's too much. That's how I know you're really not the fucking homie, because what you're trying to do is take advantage of me. And newsflash, I'm pretty, not stupid.
Yeah, I like that.
Heard you.
So what you thought was like a little like get over you was about to do, you're about to find yourself on the wrong side of me. Because let's say I do the shoot. You're going to say something to piss me off. I ain't got the photos, fam. My memory card broke. I lost the memory card. Battery died. My laptop broke. I don't know what to tell you. You might have to reshoot. You should find somebody else.
Dang.
There you have it, folks.
That's it.
Shay Mills.
No homie discounts. No none of that.
No, nothing.
Nope.
No early morning text.
No early morning text at all.
None.
If you send an emoji, you had it. You blocked.
I like emojis.
Emojis okay. No,
Uh,
I'm not
Oh,
like
you like the
emotional.
emoji.
No emo as emotion.
Yeah,
no
like-
emotional
Oh.
text. Like love you. Hi. Have a great wonderful day.
Good morning, beautiful.
Like
Hope you have
once
a
in
good
a
day.
while is cool, but like I've literally had dudes text me like that every single
It's
morning,
nauseating.
Yeah.
and I wanted to throw my phone off the roof.
Yeah. We hope you have a good day. That's it. That's all we saying.
Can you switch up and not read off the script?
All right. So okay. All right.
Does it have to be every day? I know you don't wake up happy every single day.
No, but we're
Can
hoping that you have a good day. We're hoping you're happy. We don't care about us. We care about you. That's
Gotta
Did you
love
see
it.
how all three of us simultaneously rolled our eyes?
You gotta love it.
That's what it is. All right, whatever. So we have a segment on this podcast called "Don't Sleep," where basically we say something to the audience where they shouldn't sleep on, like whether it's a certain amount of food, certain food, or certain product that you experience, or just anything.
Don't sleep.
Yeah.
Trader Joe's. Don't sleep in Trader Joe's wine shop.
I think just Trader Joe's in general. I can get a banana for 19 cents.
Hey.
I could get an apple for 79 cents. Bag of carrots for $1.99. That's dirt cheap in New York.
I'm about to go right
I
there
haven't
right
heard
now.
those
Sure.
prices in a lot of the Queens.
Don't sleep on yourself. That's it.
That's right. Don't
Word.
sleep on yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're great.
2019.
And just recognize that.
Chase all your dreams.
Word.
Yeah, I guess for me, not really don't sleep, but what I try and stress to people is like, I always feel bad for the friends and people I know who are constantly like waiting for the right time to do something. Like, oh, I need to do this first to do this, or I need to do this to get here. And they spend so long trying to get that
Planning,
first
yeah.
step that they never actually take that first step.
Yeah.
I'm wild, reckless, free-spirited. I do what I want when I want to do it, but I don't regret my actions.
Right.
You might as well, like, you're going to waste your entire life waiting for that right time, that perfect moment to do something.
The time is now, people.
Do it now.
Busy.
Right now. That's it. Would you like to shout out your social media and we can get out of here?
Sure. All of my social medias, even though I really don't want y'all to follow me on Twitter because, again, I'm really reckless on there. But my
Please
IG
follow
is,
her.
please don't. It's out of pocket all the time. Like, all the time. It's bad.
Mm-hmm.
All of my social medias are Shay Mills, CheyMillz. And I really use that for everything.
People can like book you for shoots and shit through there too. social media?
Yeah, everywhere on my social medias is a link to my email for you to get that like first contact. I prefer email, please, because I'm the queen of not reading or answering my DMs. So I would
Serious
just-
inquiries only.
Yeah.
You've been warned.
You
No,
will be
but like
encouraged.
you say that and they don't.
No, they don't listen.
No. So like email, please, because that's a whole separate like I get notifications for those. All my DM notifications is turned off.
Got you.
I won't see that shit for 2, 3, 4. I've responded back to somebody who was like asking for a shoot a week later because they DM me and I don't follow them. So that's the other thing, especially my IG. If I don't follow you, those messages go in a completely different folder.
Yeah.
They go in the
There you go.
requests,
Remain
Right.
unread.
and I don't see them for like a week because I go in there like if I happen to notice that the number changed, maybe I'll go in there. But I pop in there like once a week, once a month. Like
If you
I
do.
will never see it if you message me on that side.
Gotcha.
So definitely email for me.
All right. Well, thank you for coming to the show. I definitely appreciated your
Thank
time
you.
Thank
and
you.
your energy.
Great having you.
Definitely looking forward to seeing where your career goes next. I'm a fan of your work so far.
Let's
So
hope we go somewhere.
Can't wait for
you may
that.
have said some shit that ruined the bag for you tonight. Honestly.
Yeah, I probably did. But if that's the case, then the bag wasn't meant for me.
That's
Hey.
It's a
right.
fact. All right.
No, because
All right.
it's the Cardi B effect. Did they not say when she threw that shoe at Harper's Bazaar?
Okay.
Oh, she fucked up her bag.
Yeah,
She'll
yeah.
never do
And then
anything.
she just
The
got a
bitch
whole
is on the cover.
Harper.
She got a
She got
whole
the
full
cover
layout.
of
Hey,
the whole thing.
I'm not arguing.
And it was Cinderella theme, missing a shoe. You think that wasn't intentional?
Yo,
Wink.
silence.
That's right.
Thank you for listening,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys.
Thank you.
That was fun.
A lot of
2 hours and 8 minutes. I got.
a lot of
Thank you, Mike.
great
No, thank you for
photography tips.
Bruh, I'm dying.
I definitely,
Dying.
Yeah, it's hot as fuck. I learned a lot about photography.
Yeah, I learned like more.
Yeah, it's a lot.
More.
A lot of it, like I taught myself using like Pinterest and shit like
No,
that,
yeah.
like Pinterest cheat sheets to understand